Guys hear me? Let's go. So here we are again, second podcast of today. What did Ruben decide? Well, we got someone else today on the show here, and that is Jules. Hello, Jules.
Hi.
Yeah, you can talk. So we got Jules on the podcast now instead of last time where we had Cody. So Jules, you can quickly introduce yourself if you want.
Okay. I'm Jules. I PvP a lot. I play all the classes. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. I just felt emotion right there. So,
yeah.
So we got like last time as well, Alcast, the PvE hero, representing PvE. And Hex is there, who still doesn't have a face cam, fucking scrub. So yeah, last podcast we pretty much talked about meta, especially armor meta. That was a big deal, especially with the heavy armor meta, stuff like that. I really try not to watch the chat, by the way. It distracts way too fucking much. And last time we had some pretty good discussions. I really like last podcast. If you didn't watch it, you can always recheck it on Allcast's YouTube. So today we're going to talk about class balance. Every class, Nightblade, Sorcerer, Dragonknight, Warden, Templar, both stamina and Magica wise. And we're also going to talk, of course, about Clockwork City patch. And as always, we will have a Q&A and a giveaway as well. So yeah, we're going to start things out with the class balance, both PvP and PvE. Sorry? Oh.
Yeah, but where do you want to start with?
Yeah. We can start about class balance.
Yeah.
So anyone feels like starting talking about it? Sorry, I was a bit too distracted with fixing the fucking podcast before we went live. So that was kind of my bad there.
I'm trying to fix my mic because I guess it sounds like shit. Hold on.
Yeah, it's fine for me actually.
I mean, I can quickly start just overall with class balance. I really want to get this out of the way. In the end, for me, class balance doesn't even matter, or nobody will give a fuck about it if, for example, Cyrodiil would work like intended, right? Like if there were still huge ass battles, nobody would give a shit if some classes were imbalanced or not. Because some classes were also designed. Like when you look at the Dragonknight, he's really immobile, which is one of the biggest of the most weak points. That's because it was designed to maybe defend keeps. With 600 people on each alliance in Cyrodiil, he would still do his job. He would defend keeps and not try to do small scale or solo. But the problem is, like always, lag. So they had to reduce the population cap. And now we are stuck with a way too big map and not enough players. So yeah, that's my take on this before we get into the class balance.
Yeah, I completely agree on that, man. Like, you can make the best game, you can have a game with balance, without balance, but if it's laggy, it just puts you off. And especially for smaller groups out there during prime time, for example, you feel the lag so much and a lot of the abilities that don't work, and you feel like you're not in control of your character anymore at some points. And of course, what you said, it went better over time, but it didn't went better because they improved their game. They just lowered the caps. And of course, there were patches where people would literally stand on the flag, putting down 100 banners and nothing happened. But those days are kind of over.
Yeah.
Things are still going through, but there is just a few things in Cyrodiil that are. There is actually one thing very specific, that's meteor rollbacks, for example. I'm just gonna name it here. It just ruins a lot of PvP fights because people getting rollback, people are not in control of the characters anymore. And like Alka said, if the meta changes from class to class sometimes, that doesn't mean it's bad, because it means that maybe, like I play Magica Sorcerer, right? And hey, Stem Nightblade is actually quite enjoyable as well. So I have a more diversity to play. Maybe next patch, Templar will work really fine, and I might have a lot of fun on that. So if the meta changes a little bit, it's fine. And if the balance, people need to understand this game will never have 100% balance. This is an impossible task, but they can make it as healthy as possible, and that's just the overall feel from you, Alcast, and from me as well, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one thing, like a lot, not in PvP because nobody's there, but in the trial, and there was a huge performance increase in terms of FPS. Now I'm not sure if that's game-wide or if it's only in the trial or if it's because the trial is smaller than other trials. I don't know, but definitely take a look at the FPS when Clockwork City drops, if you get more or not. Because it's a really good step in the right direction. If everybody would have like 15, 20 more FPS on top of their FPS that they have right now, it would already make the game more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Lag is always a big issue. Oh, sorry, Jules?
I was just going to agree with you guys and say that I agree, and I think that performance is the #1 issue in this game. Unfortunately, as players and not as people who handle that, we really can't do very much about it other than to just complain, which is what we've been doing for the last. But what I said on my stream the other day was basically like, you know, in prime time is when, you know, the lag is worse, the FPS drops, your ping spikes, and basically at the one time when you want to be able to play, which is when there's the most people, you know, around, you know, prime time is when it's the least, you know, it's the most unplayable. So, you know, if you compare that to like anything else in your life, if you just past the time of 8 p.m., you just couldn't use your refrigerator because it stopped working, or you just couldn't do, you know what I mean? Like it would just be unacceptable. So, I mean, it's just something that just be fixed for the health of the game. And it's just unfortunately out of all of our control. So.
Yeah, that's a great comparison. I didn't even think about it like that. That's that made me laugh though. But yeah, you're very much right. I mean, if you go PvP before the prime time, you know there is barely anything happen. You might go take a resource, but then you get zerged down by 20, 30 people who want the juicy 20 alliance points. So yeah. And if you then indeed go to the PvP when they find the ESO action, when you can perhaps meet up with some friends, do some small scale, then you just get fucking 15 FPS.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it matters less in giant ball groups. Like it still matters that you're lagging, but when you really see it and when it's really detrimental is when you're small scale or you're solo, because every single second counts. And if you incap somebody late, it matters. If you heal late, it matters. You know what I mean? Because you're so, like every single thing that you do is dependent on whether you live or die. So it's a little bit less noticeable in like a 24-man, I would assume. But the lag and the performance issues are extremely noticeable.
It's actually a very good point about that. Like for me, when I feel like a 0.4 or half second delay on my skills, I'm fucking done with PvP. Like, how am I supposed to pull off combos?
Yeah.
You know?
How are you supposed to react?
Nope,
react
okay,
anything?
Zenimax wants me to play another game. I'm gonna log out because it's not fun anymore.
Yeah. It's even worse when you have some people like fucking abusing it. Like snipe spammers, they somehow know how to do it, and then you get like 3-4 snipes at the same time. So you're just walking around. Pew!
There's also a very good thread about Zero there in general. I will link it in the chat. Zenimax also actually read it, I guess. So I hope they will get somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, we should move on to class balance, though.
Yeah, we had this discussion
really
last podcast, so yeah, indeed, I just want to say, I mean, we can talk about this like the whole time, but it's probably not going to change a lot. We still got that forum post, or did you just link it?
I just linked it in the chat. People can read it.
Is that the same forum post we did last podcast, where we?
No.
Okay, well, for anyone wondering, we got a forum post where we urged people to go and vote. I'm not sure if it will do a lot, but we can still try, you know. So yeah, class balance. Any specific class you guys might want to start up with the Nightblade, perhaps? Maybe Magica Nightblade is a nice one.
First on the list, so
yeah. Let's keep it a little bit logical, you know.
Yeah, I think I can start off with Nightblade. So what is the base point of view? What do people want for class changes, class balance, ups and downs? There is different kinds of PvP in Cyrodiil. You can PvP solo, you can do duos, you can do 1vx, small scale, up to medium to large to whatever. What I think is important is that every class should have something unique they can bring. Everyone should be able to DPS. Everyone should be able to be okay healer. They should all score like a 7 out of 10 in those things. But maybe a Templar, because they are a tanky class, they are healing class. Maybe Templar shouldn't be a tank, maybe they should. This is just a personal preferences, but they can score a 9 out of 10 in these kind of things. And this is not the case right now. But for example, a Stamina Nightblade, they are unique. They can score really good in 1vx. But when it comes to group play, man, who wants a Stam Nightblade in their group nowadays? What you want to spam Steel Tornado, for example? This is something really important that just before we go very depth in the class. I think it's important that when ZeniMax does balance, they think about the class where it can play around and what can they give to a group extra that another class cannot give. I think this is really important. But yeah, to start off with the Nightblade, there is one skill, which is the mark skill, the piercing mark. If you guys don't know what it does, it literally a Nightblade, as well as light and medium, I would say. In heavy, it's not really viable because you have no healing on this class, or not good healing. You are really squishy, let's say. But this is how they are. They are squishy, they get away. And they have this option to get away in cloaking and in shadowy disguise. They can kite around and they can cloak around. But there is this one skill mark that completely ruins this. And in a way, I'm kind of okay with it because I know I play Stamblade myself. If I don't get marked, the chances of me dying is really low. It's really strong and it's really an overpowered class at the moment if you know how to play it. But mark should have counterplay. Well, what I have in mind is when I'm fighting.
No?
Yeah, but then you are making a sacrifice that is too big. You cannot make that sacrifice to purge that off. It's a too big of a sacrifice. So I'm fine if I'm okay. The situation, I'm against 6 people and Ruben is in those 6 people and he marks me, then I should see Ruben as well in stealth at the same time. So you are like make counterplay. So when I am playing that by myself, I see that Ruben also has a big red beam above him, maybe another color beam, so you know it's your it's just for you. So you get counterplay in it, and this is one ability that I think should a Nightblade have. I think piercing mark should have counterplay like that.
Yeah, currently it has absolutely 0 counterplay as it lasts about 30 seconds. And yeah, it reveals you in stealth to the other Nightblade, which is generally in a larger group and is just basically ambushing you as you, you know, as their group zergs you or whatever. The issue with this, I don't really have an issue with Mark. I think it's necessary for Cloak, even though Cloak has so many counters. The one thing that I have an issue with about Mark is the duration. I think 30 seconds is absolutely atrocious. I think something like 8 seconds or 10 seconds is much more reasonable. And I really like what you said about having it reveal the other person as well. Because if you're going to put this on your bar, then, you know, it shouldn't just be like you can mark me. I mean, it's got an insane range as well. So somebody can mark you from very far away and it can just stay on you for half a second, which basically it's like basically telling a Templar they can't heal for 30 seconds or telling a Sorc they can't shield for 30 seconds. It's almost a death sentence in terms of like, unless you can actually like line of sight and get away. And then the other thing, just to touch on what Alcast said, because a lot of people think that Purge is a viable counter to Mark. However, it is not, in my opinion, and I would say in the opinion of most people who play Stamina Nightblade, because it does require 2 different purges, which each cost between 5 and 8k, because Purge only removes 2 and Mark is actually 3 negative effects. So, yeah. And that's between 5 and 8k times 2, and that takes away from your Magica pool, which allows you to use Fear, which is going to be your CC, Shade, and Cloak, which are going to be your getaways. So it's like just like Hexy said, you really can't make that sacrifice on a Nightblade because it's just going to completely diminish your Magica recovery, and it's also they can just reapply it to you like immediately after.
Yeah, so. I guess it's true. I mean, I don't PvP that often, but when I sometimes do builds and I'm on my Nightblade too, like a bow gang build or whatever, And I know there is other Nightblades. Or like when I'm playing on my Stem Sorc or DK, Nightblades are fucking annoying for me, right? Like I cannot really kill them because they cloak away, they snare me all the time, either magic or stamina, right? I'm just triggered as fuck every time. Then when I'm on my Nightblade, I know, you know, I don't even have to do anything. I just mark the enemy Nightblade and wait for others to kill. Like I'm that asshole, you know?
Alcast.
And I will. I'm not necessarily going for small scale. Like I just go where the fighting symbol is, right? And then it's like, well, I know which players are good players, and I know they use cloak. And what do? I just mark them, and they're fucked. So that's probably really a small problem. On the other hand, I don't know how many times it happens that you actually get marked. So it's hard for me to say. But yeah, 30 seconds is probably way too long. You have two different morphs, right? Only one.
Piercing and Reaper, yeah.
Yeah, the Reapers doesn't make it so you can cloak, right?
Well, if you are marked by both, you can cloak. No matter what, you can cloak. But I think with piercing, it's the only one where they can see you while you are being hidden.
Yeah.
And with Reapers, they don't see you, but you can still cloak. It's not like Radiant Mage Light where you get like this light ball around you, and you cannot use cloak at all.
That's
different.
That's another thing, actually. So I think it would help for Nightblades if they put it to 8 seconds and leave the other morph as it is, if it doesn't take you out of cloak. But what also triggers me, when I'm on my DK or Sorc, I use my Radiant Mage Light, I use my Detect Pot, and that motherfucker can still use cloak. Like, why? I don't get it. He's even in range sometimes, they still can cloak. Like, I'm not sure if it's a bug or it's just like the detection range is too small of Detect Pots. But I remember back in the days, I could kill them because I just could use a Detect Pot, but now they just cloak away. Like, why? I don't get it.
Well, keep in mind their stealth radius is higher because of medium as well. But I mean, I don't know, from a person who plays like the opposite of that, I can say that I feel like there's like people can take me out of cloak no matter what I'm doing. Like sometimes I can get back into cloak if like I have a shade up and I can get back away, but I don't know, a lot of things take me out of cloak, even just still gap closers sometimes when a lot of people are chasing you, things that shouldn't. But I mean, I'd say that cloak has the most counters in the game for any skill in terms of detect pots, mage light, whatever that fighter's guild skill is, I can't think off the top of my head. Every single AoE, I mean mark. So I mean, I don't think we need more counters to cloak. I think it only lasts 2 seconds. So I mean, it's just the fact that people can get so much mag recovery, so they can cloak. What you see is Stam Nightblades are able to cloak like Mag Nightblades used to be able to. Whereas before it used to be, you know, you can only really get off a couple of cloaks. You can maybe do like 2 or 3. I can cloak almost infinitely on my Stam Nightblade at this point.
Yeah. But I feel like I've played so many different Stam Nightblade builds and I've uploaded some on my YouTube too. But there is one set that gives me the way that cloak works way more often. That's just Eternal Hunt. If people know what Eternal Hunt is, when you dot roll, you leave a rune behind. Everyone that gets close to you gets fucked. They get rooted. I tell this all the time. Eternal Hunt deals quite some damage, right? If they step in it, it's 2 to 4k. It can actually deal quite some damage. If Zenimax is like, hey, Eternal Hunt, we remove the damage, but we keep the immobilize, even if it is 0.5 seconds, I will still take the set because you get control. You get control over enemies that are coming onto you. So if you are get closing, going around corners, they cannot chase you, and this is what for me is necessary set to make cloak viable. But
I remember
it's just a hard thing, man.
If you don't have Eternal, you need Shade for sure.
Yeah. When Imperial City still was crowded, when actually people were there, I think most Nightblades actually used Eternal Hunt because it was so easy to use on doorsteps and all that shit combined with Shade. But yeah, I haven't seen it that much lately, but it's still a really strong set. Not only on a Nightblade, I mean...
Yeah, definitely.
The main issue is also, back in the days, you actually could drain enemies' stamina or Magica, right? And then they're fucked. Now everybody has unlimited sustain because there is so very... like, most problems actually come because of sets, right? The sets, I don't even necessarily think the classes are the problem. It's more like all those insane set combos that you can pull off in combination with certain classes' passives. You can just stack so much regen, so much Magica and all that shit. Back in the day, you couldn't do that because you had actually soft caps. Still, nobody knows why Zenimax actually removed them. They don't want to tell us. They just fucking did it. I think everybody would agree if they would put them back in, nobody would be mad. I don't know. Like...
I think everybody would be mad. Everybody would go from having like 40 to 50k max stats down to back where we were. I mean, it would be a hard nerf in terms of damage. I mean, just alone on my Nightblade, I have, just with a pot, I have 1600 magic recovery, 3k stam recovery, and 4.6k weapon damage. And those are just stats that are just very basic gear that almost probably every Stamblade like in the game is running. So I mean, it's not like, it's like what you said, it's not really the class, it's these insane sets and everything that's stacking the champion point system, like, you know, dubious and whatever, all these other things that just allow you to get insane stats that you really should not have. Like, in order to get weapon damage that high, I should be having to sacrifice for sustain or vice versa. But the thing is that you never have to.
Jules, you just made the perfect word. I was actually waiting for you to finish and to come up with that again. A Stamina Nightblade barely has to make a sacrifice. The only sacrifice I have to make is I cannot run dual wield, sword and board, whatever. I just run two-handed bow. To be fair, it's what I enjoy the most anyway, but a Stamina Nightblade doesn't have to make any sacrifice. They can just put on the gear, play defensive, and you get away. You can get away quite easily, and if you know how to burst people, there are some combos that you can do. But yeah, if you, I'm gonna compare it to a Stamina Templar, right? If I wanna play Stamina Templar, you have to make so much sacrifices already. And a Nightblade, they get away with lower health because they can get out of fights easier. So on a Templar, you have to go more HP, drop more stamina, and you have to make so much sacrifices overall. On a Templar, you need more healing too, because people have said that on a Stamina Nightblade, healing sucks, right? And I say it too. But you can actually make it so that if you, for example, resolving figure from the Assault skill line, you can make them all crit. You just cast figure, go in Shadowy Disguise, they all crit. Cast Rally in Shadowy Disguise, they all crit. On a Stamina Nightblade, you don't have to heal during the fight. You just have to go, and then you pop back to your shade, and you are completely in freedom. Of course, people can camp your shade and stuff, but on a Nightblade, you can reset yourself every time, and again. You don't have to consistently go offensive on someone. Maybe that's how
it's
a
like
Nightblade...
Tracer from Overwatch.
Yeah. Maybe a Nightblade should be played like that, and they are made to play it like that. But it is really strong. On a Stamina Templar, you have to consistently fight, and go, and stand your ground, and think about line of sight and all this stuff. Because, to be fair, I think that one thing will make Cloak. I think what Zenimax should do to make Nightblades easier to kill, but not completely nerf it, is when people cloak, you lose tap target, and this is so OP. If losing tap target is so OP,
true.
This is insane, because if I jump off a tower and I go back to my shade and I go in cloak, people are completely clueless where you are, like completely. Of course, it's cool and all, but I think that I think the Zenimax should make it so when you are hidden. Of course, when you are hidden, while you are in cloak, people should not be able to see you with tap target. But the moment you come out, they have to tap target back again. If you go sneak, like actually stealth, by pressing your control or whatever button you have for the consoles, then you lose tap target. I think this is a better way, because this is the problem. All the other classes don't lose tap target. Even if you play a Stemsock, right? A Stemsock has streak mobility. They can be really fast, but they can catch you up anyway. They can catch you up anytime. But a Nightblade can always get away.
Yeah. Well, but
Unless they're marked.
About the stats though, you know, with the insane stats. I remember though, back in the day, when we all used to duel in Cyrodiil near the bridge with the Daedric monsters, you know? If you would, for example, fuck up in a duel, that's overall when you kind of lost. When you, for example, recasted your shields and stuff like that, because that Magica would be wasted. and it would kind of be the difference. But nowadays, if you do duels or stuff like that, it barely does matter because those restores are just so high. And if you really fuck up, you can always just pop a Restoration Ultimate, get your resources back up, do 2-3 heavy attacks, you totally back up. So I kind of...
I remember our Templar duel against your Warden with your trees.
Sorry, what? Oh, you...
The duel that we did.
When you duel against me, yeah.
Warden.
I could just spam those trees, man.
It's just completely... I'm
just good for the nature. Spamming trees and shit.
I think an ultimate should never put you in a kind of god mode for a few seconds. Okay, if you are in a 6-1 and you are that one popping resto, you can still die. But in a 1v1, if you pop a resto, you are not going to die. Maybe if you pop it at 5% health, you just don't die. People don't die, and this is also making lag worse because if people can stay alive all the time, or people get into one spot, etc., etc. I think people are way too survivable right now.
That's when you find Magica Knight. I mean, when I'm in Cyrodiil, I see Magica Nightblade. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if those are good, but all I see them do is they fucking snare me. They cloak. They run away. They pop rest ulti. They come back. They try to snare me again. If their bodies die, they cloak away again. Snare you all the time. You try to go after them. Well, the rest ulti is ready again. You can't fucking kill them. Like, it's impossible.
I always try to make pictures of Magica Nightblades. You barely see them. It's like an extinct species, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, what are Nightblades supposed to be, right? Like, when you look, they're the stealthy class
Assassins.
of Elder Scrolls. So they should be assassins. At least the Stamina Nightblades, I think they mostly do a good job in that. They have really high burst potential. Magica Nightblade, not so much, but I think it's really hard to say what Magica Nightblade actually should be. I mean, it also can cloak a lot and that shit, but it doesn't really have that big gank potential. I don't know. What is your opinion on it? Like, we know what the Stem Nightblade is supposed to be, right? And it does a good job. But what should Magica Nightblade be according to you guys in PvP?
So what I think about Magica Nightblade is that it's already stupid that you have to slot a stamina ultimate to become more viable. Magica Nightblades are running incapacitating strike because it has a stun. I mean, what is this? Magica Nightblade became shit when proxy detonation got nerfed. And why was proxy detonation so good? You could combine it with a soul tether, you could combine it with something else. What does Magica Nightblade have now? Assassin's Will. Assassin's Will is so
well, they have Cripple too, to be fair. Cripple is like,
but it's just a dot. It's not
good.
burst. It's not burst. But the thing about Assassin's Will is, how is Assassin's Will in any name for a stealthy class? You have to do 5 fucking light attacks. How are you gonna... Why is Assassin's Will not true. Like, you just nerf the damage a bit, make it insta-proc like Crystal Frag, and of course there might be some super OP combinations, but then if people find out these combinations, then you just adjust it again. But if you want to change a lot of things on a Nightblade, so this is actually quite funny, right? I see Stamina Nightblade as being OP right now. They're super strong, and they're like, but hey, the assassination executioner passive, well, we felt it didn't work that well. So now when you kill someone, you get even more sustain on a Stamina Nightblade, while they maybe wanted to buff this for Magica Nightblade. And it's really hard to buff or nerf Magica Nightblade while not touching on Stamina Nightblade. They are really bound on skills. I think the balance change
because
in Nightblade...
Stam Nightblade uses so many skills of their tree too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the issue, is Nightblades use the most class skills, so buffing Magica Nightblade really comes at the cost of buffing Stamina Nightblade, which we really can't afford.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, it's hard. Like, what does Zenimax... I'm not sure if Zenimax knows what they want to do with certain setups, but in the end, we need to understand what they want to do with a Magica Nightblade. Like, is it supposed to be stealthy, like the Stem Blade? I'm not so sure. Are they supposed to be like support, damage healers because of Sap Essence, you know, in huge trains or something like that? That's the question, because if that's what they're supposed to be, with Sap Essence and all that shit, then they're doing a good job, right? They're just not good when you wanna for ganking or all that kind of stuff.
Magica
So,
Nightblade plays kind of like a Sork, almost, more than it plays like a Stamina Nightblade. Like it plays with that like sustained damage, like, you know, Swallow Soul versus like the Force Pulse. And then it's got the burst of the Assassin's Will, which is comparable to like maybe the Velocious Curse and Frag. So that's kind of like where they stand. I mean, I guess it depends on whether you're melee or your range, but that's kind of like where Zos has put them, which it gives them kind of like, it's great in group because they have so much damage. But it's kind of lame solo because their damage requires you to like line things up so much with like 5 light attack, like successive light attacks.
Yeah.
Or in between light attacks rather. So
Yeah.
Do you know what's I think they just need to change how Assassin's Will lines up. It shouldn't be light attacks. It should maybe be maybe you can activate it like a proxy that, right? So you have 8 seconds and then you have 3 or 4 seconds to activate it. No, if it automatically goes off, it's gonna be too. You should have a little bit of control in that.
I mean, the thing is, yeah. Go ahead, Jules.
I was just gonna agree. I was just gonna say that I think they really should change the way Assassin's Will works to make it just more accessible to Magi Nightblade, so that they don't have to do so much work for it. Because it's solo, I would imagine it would be very almost annoying to have to line it up, and maybe not very possible when people are constantly CCing you and trying to Zerg you.
I don't know if it will get too strong then. Like, if you can line up the Merciless, it will also buff the stem setup. Like, if it's the same, if they also change it.
Yeah, but Alcast, those are a different morph, so you can make.
Yeah, but you know Robble, man, you know him.
It's true.
If he's changed the one morph, he's gonna change the other morph, right?
The thing is,
when you heavy attack on a Magica Nightblade with a fire heavy attack, and you can shoot off the Merciless, it's basically also insta gank mode, right? So would it make it too strong? That's the question.
Well, whatever we were to do with the Assassin's Will, maybe we could make it so it pulls you out of cloak, so it wouldn't be like an instant. But then again, I mean, there's a lot of things that are counters to ganks nowadays as well, including Miat's add-on and what else?
This add-on needs to go. This is Miat is.
They just said something that they will work on it.
Yeah, they had something about the add-ons would change the AP or something. I read about it.
Yeah, the API. Yeah.
But are you guys talking about it? One add-on which shows when an enemy's ability is getting charged and then when it fires?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one is fucking ridiculous. That's that one is really that's one of those add-ons that is just too much, you know. I mean, Hellbar chains and how much damage you deal, those kind of add-ons, that's totally fine. But when it's really going to tell when the enemy is going to hit you and stuff like that, that's just too fucking much.
But what Blobs is saying there is so right. Magica Nightblade, if you want to play melee Magica Nightblade, you might as well play Stemblade instead. If you want to play Alcast Nightblade, you might as well play Magica Sorc instead. Yeah. This is so right, because they are just performing, even though Magica Sorc doesn't have cloak. Yeah, you're right.
I just want to quickly touch on the on both stamina and Magica. I mean, stamina setups are all pretty much equal because they don't rely on class passives or skills mostly. So like they're good no matter what they do, right? They have really high burst potential. Magica Nightblades are actually also pretty strong. You have also better sustain than on most other classes. Plus they can play range. So I think in PV it's actually a pretty good balance. But yeah, I guess we should sum it up. In the end, stem Nightblades, right? So you say you want to change the piercing.
Yeah.
If it would already go to 8 seconds, it would make it way more viable to play the class or the setup like it's supposed to be played, like solo, assassins, gank. Because there's no counter to this, and Magica Nightblade, I don't know.
I really like the idea with the tap target though. I mean, we lose a tap target and you don't. That's one of the things I like. But apart from that, I mean, I can do okay against a Nightblade as long as the lag is just fine. You know, if it's a bit more laggy, then I'm already with a delayed streak on my Sorcerer. I just can't get him because that's my main pressure. Which we also can go to the next cast, by the way. Sorc. That's my main pressure to get. For example, a Nightblade is to streak over them. as my Crystal Frag overall. I mean, it's nice if it lands, but always when I need that fucking proc from the Crystal Fragments, I'm never getting it, you know? I never get it when I need it. I just have bad RNG with it. And and finally you have the Nightblade at like 11k and you are like, okay, this Crystal Fragment is going to hit him in the face. I'm going to execute him. Then you fire it and then of course the shuffle RNG is against you. So I always use Streak now instead, because I have...
Yeah, me too. Yeah, always.
So that also brings us to the next change that is coming with the CC removal from Streak. And
No.
from Crystal Fragments. Why do I say Streak? Sorry, my bad. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people were talking about, I mean, yeah. I don't think it will be a huge difference, to be fair, because I already mainly use Streak myself as a pressure deal. So for me personally, it doesn't matter a lot, but I don't know what your guys' take is on it.
No,
Are we moving on to Sork?
yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Sork is my main. I'm gonna start this off, and I'm instantly gonna talk about the frag nerf. I think it's 100% right that they did this change. There might be sorcerers in chat that watch this video and they're like, "What the fuck are they doing?" Sorcerer doesn't have to rely on a frag CC. He's super hard hitting. You get half the cost insta proc. It's a projectile. You don't need to be in people their face. This change is really good. And actually, we forgot it. Let me quickly go back to Nightblade. I think for in-cap, they need to do the same thing. Remove the CC from that ability. A Nightblade has Fear, Surprise Attack from Stealth. They have a lot of CC options right there. Maybe they want to ruin.
Oh my god, you're evil.
Why?
I agree. Like, the part of me that wants balance agrees, but the part of me that plays Nightblade is like, fuck you. No way.
Yeah, but you gotta look at the overall balance as well. So that I was watching Asmurks Pro. I don't know if you know Asmurks Pro. He's streaming on the consoles as well, and there was a guy in his chat that said, "But why don't they remove the CC from Dizzy Swing?" And how we can call these people whatever they think, but Dizzy Swing, for example, is an ability where you are sacrificing. You are in melee range, so that means you don't have line of sight at easy anymore. You make a lot of sacrifices. But on Crystal Frag, you barely have to make a sacrifice, and the removal from the CC on this one is definitely...
That dude probably didn't know Wrecking Blow back in the days.
No other class has a hard-hitting CC. I mean, you shouldn't, like, other than Nightblade, but that's their ultimate. You know what? No other class has that. Everybody else has to slot a CC like Fear or Dizzy Swing or Javelin, and none of these are like finishers. They're just CCs. So I do think that the Streak stun is pretty pitiful. So I think that we should increase the time of it so it's an actual stun that people want to break.
I mean,
Yeah, if they make Streak to 3 or 4 seconds, that would be a really, really nice change. I think that would be good. But I guess Robo was probably like, "Oh, this rune cage, who the fuck is using this?" Maybe someone has defensive rune on their back bar, or maybe a Stem Sork is running this.
Yeah.
So how are we gonna make people run Rune Prison? We don't have to buff the skill, just nerf Crystal Frag instead. Probably not gonna say this, but that's probably how it goes. But then again, the Rune Cage, in a way, it is kind of good what they're doing, because Magica Sorcerer is just like Stem Nightblade. You do not have to make a sacrifice. You do not have to make a big sacrifice in order to be really, really good in every situation in PvP. Yeah, but now, for example,
insane mobility.
Yeah, now I have to make a decision. Like, there is an Asylum stuff coming out, right? And I would love to try it, man. Burning, concussion on people. But if I'm gonna Rune Prison shop, how am I gonna CC people? Am I gonna put Rune Prison on my bar? No. Why should I put Rune Prison and completely remove another skill? I need them all. So now I have to run the master stuff with destructive reach. So I have to make a sacrifice of not having an interrupt, not having a good constant pressure when people have reflect up, all this stuff. So now a Sork has to make a sacrifice, and this is a good thing. I think this is a good thing. Sorcerers will still be really strong, of course. They have so much time to burst the damage. They're still casters, but they have to make a sacrifice, and that's good.
It kind of gives you all more control. I mean, sure, the very good Sorks, they use Crystal Frags in combination when Curse explodes, Force Pools, and all that shit, right? Yeah. I think for a lot of people, they don't fucking know that And yeah, like you said, they buffed the Master's Destro, and I think a lot of people haven't realized that yet. The fucking Destructive Reach hits pretty damn hard now.
Yeah, it's the same.
So you have Destructive Reach, which has a travel time. It's gonna hit the same time than Crystal Frag, maybe like 0.2 seconds later, but people can't break free that fast. So yeah, in the end, you're probably gonna deal more damage now, and you have more control over when you actually want to stun the enemy. I don't know. Like, at least it's my opinion.
That's not
I
really
don't know.
True, though. The thing with the Destructive Reach is that people see it coming way easier. If you fight a Templar that put Eclipse on you, you cannot hit them. You're gonna reach yourself. If you fight a DK with wings, if you fight someone with a sword and board ultimate, the reach is
DK
gonna.
with wings, lol. Come on.
There are still people that
Fucking
Crystal
hexes,
Fragment
you
is also reflectable, right?
Yeah, but the only difference is like the what you said about Destructive Reach. It is literally going to cost almost 10% less than Crushing Shock now, and it's gonna deal the same base damage as a Crushing Shock. Force spells will be a little bit more, but you get a dot as well. So the thing with Destructive Reach is it's not that super good for constant pressure because people can avoid Destructive Reach way easier, but when I play, for example, Magica Sorc and I have a Magica Nightblade that's spamming reach on me, that's hell of annoying because that means you have to CC break all the time and it is way more constant. Yeah, you are all the time CC'd and you cannot put your combos off yourself. So is it just a good change? I guess because you have to make a sacrifice on the Sorc, but maybe for the enemies it might be situationally worse. For some people, this is a really good change. For the tanky builds, this is a good change. For the more squishy people, this is a bad change. But for example, if I'm Emperor and Mexorc, right, I'm gonna run Destructive Reach because what Alcast said, you just curse, reach, frag, fury, they're dead. It's that easy. If you have so much
it depends, you know. Maybe it will make other people more DKs run reflective again, you know.
Yeah,
Who knows?
maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah. And now that we talked about this is one thing people have been talked about for so long, and that is stacking shields. Now,
God.
I have thought about an idea, and this idea goes together with another problem in Cyrodiil right now, and that's max HP.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys don't know, we talked before this podcast together, and Jules and we had the same idea, like soft cap on health. We don't need soft caps on everything. Maybe we do. Maybe it's nice, but health needs a cap. Because there was even a patch where battle scaling would give you health, right? You had like level 16s with 40k health. They were so hard to kill just because of max HP. But what if a sorcerer actually has 40k health? Not directly, but indirectly, because shields go on top of it. So what if you have a cap based on health and shields together? That means that sorcerers, for example, have to go way lower health to make the shields more efficient. So they have to make a sacrifice. The general health of tanky people goes down, and people will die easier. And I think that would be a really good thing. And maybe if you run, if you have a hardened ward active, you activate a harness. The harness is gonna be less efficient because it's a second shield. If you pop a healing ward on that, you do that as well. But then again, if they nerf shields so much, then light armor might be dead in PvP, because how are they gonna survive in another way? Do you see Magica Dks in light? No. If you see them, they have shields slotted. Do you see Magica Nightblade in light? Sometimes they do. Actually, in Magica Nightblade are quite some, but they always have shield too. If they don't have a shield, then they're gonna die. They might have healing ward, but this is not enough to rely on. Every light arm is running with a shield. So if you nerf shield, you might completely ruin light armor from the game because it's part of their survivability.
Yeah.
We don't want to nerf shields into the ground. Like we don't understand that, you know, light armor needs shields in order to survive. But you know, it's kind of like, you know, it's like the health thing. You know, having, you know, X amount of health, a reasonable amount of health is not a bad thing, but having 80k health is a bad thing.
Yeah.
Same thing with shields. Like Sorcs would have to, you know, keep in mind how much max magica they have. They'd have to keep in mind how much health they have. They'd be trying to keep themselves under whatever, you know, appropriate health cap, and they would be doing that, and they'd be you know, making themselves a little bit squishier, which is a huge concern of a lot of people who do not play Sorc, is that Sorc is very hard to kill in terms of like just being extremely capable of just being full defense and just shield stacking over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's true.
It's also with like, it's not for me. Yeah, shields are one of the problems, but then also now since Shackle Breaker is out or Amber Plasm, they also can dodge roll forever. You have endless stamina.
Yeah.
That's another problem, right? But for me, like the shields have always been annoying. Like back in the days when you could put like 50k shields on Sorc, stupid shit like that. But why not make it? Like I don't like you can just no brain spam shields, no problem. But why not make it? The shield has to deplete before you can reapply it. I don't get it. Why that's not happening? You know why that's not a thing?
Didn't it used to be like that?
It used to be like that at the start of the game, but then they changed it. I think I'm not 100% sure, but at least then you would have to use your brain. You know, your health. Like when your shield is when you have a 10k shield, somebody hits you for 12k. Then yeah, you're gonna get fucked. But now you can just spam all that shit, no problem. Or let's that was wrong. When you have a 10k shield, somebody hits you for 9k. You have 1k shield left. You're gonna hit you again for 9k. Then you're gonna lose health. But now you just reapply the shield again, and you're not gonna get any damage.
Yeah, exactly. No,
in my opinion, that's a problem.
You could just spend the shit out of it. That's very true. I read something about someone in the chat, by the way, which is quite interesting. So, Think Shield should only block like 98% of damage, so they take a little bit. So if you get a Sorc down to, for example, 1k health, and spam executes, they can survive it if they got off one shield and start stacking. So basically what he is saying, like 98% of the damage will hit the shields, and 2% of the damage will always go through the shielding.
That's kind of a good idea, but do you think ZeniMax can handle all these calculations already?
Calculations.
No, I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I
he's not kidding. He's serious. They really can't. Like they just can't handle those kind of things.
But some people don't realize is how much does a Breath of Life heal on a Templar right now? 6k, 7k?
No, you can do more, man. You can do more.
Way more.
You can do 11, 12k if you...
For example. So, a Hardened Ward is actually a you cannot default it, you cannot do it down. It's an indirect 10k heal all the time if you look at the max HP. Because you just keep it up all the time. People can't crit on it. I think that's one thing too. If people can crit on shields, they're gonna be much weaker, and it's gonna be totally a different story right there. But I at the 10k heal easy in chat, 10 12k. Yeah, the thing is, when the Templar is healing at 20k health for 10k balls, then you're going from half your HP to full. But the Sorcerer goes from their full HP over it, and that's just so. Shields are really strong if you look at in that kind of way, because you actually have 40k health on a Sorc. You actually have 40k health, but you don't only have 40k health. If Jules is playing a Templar, for example, with 40k health, her Magica is gonna be shit, so the damage will be shit. But a Sorc, well, guess what? More Magica, more damage, more shield. So there we go again with the soft cap that we talked earlier about. This is why Sorcerers just are still able to do so much offensive pressure, because their main stat scales with the defense and with the offense. And I think this is something that ZeniMax need to change the game about, that your survivability.
But if they scale with health, then they're going to be tiny, like igneous shields and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you? You know what I mean?
Exactly. How are we going to balance this? And we have talked about this for 2 years. Even on the Via ESO, it probably came up about Sorc shield stacking. It came up in 1.6 even before that. This is a change that, if they make this change to Sorcs, then they're gonna be dead in PvP after that. Because if a Sorc doesn't have shield, they don't have healing, they're gonna get fucked. You're just gonna get fucked.
Yeah, with all the other classes.
So some people are now saying, for example, and this is also your territory, Alcast, because it involves PvE. So the problem with the shields, they are powerful in PvP and they are just enough for PvE. If we put soft cap on the shields, especially in new trial, everything will become one shot. Well, personally, I think they should really kind of try to separate PvP and PvE, in my opinion, you know? Because if they're going to put on soft cap for PvP, they don't necessarily need to do it for PvE, because you already have a difference with shields strength now for PvP and PvE.
The issue with touching Sorc shields, in my opinion, is that we've already nerfed their streak, which was their original defense, was to kite and be at range. And now that costs more, like it goes up exponentially every time that you use it. So if we're going to touch shields, we really need to reconsider the streak nerf, because in my opinion, Sorcs should play at range, they should be kiting, they should be moving, and mobility should be their defense. And they need, you know, maybe like smaller shields in order to just get through some of the damage, but being at range and being far away from their opponent should really be the way that they play. It's like almost the way they were designed to play.
Yeah.
You know, to capitalize off of their mobility. And I mean, ZeniMax just kind of shit on that, which is why you saw Sorcs going from, you know, just kiting around using streak to Sorcs shield stacking constantly. So
I think they did both already. Shields, like back in the day when streak still was uncapped, like you had no penalty on it. There was also just all the time shield stacking.
Yeah,
I don't
20
know.
seconds.
It's just yeah, it's
so
just
back
feels
then
to
the
me-
shields you had to wait for them to deplete.
Yeah, like I really don't know
What do you mean?
why they changed that, because that would solve so much issues. You would actually have to use your brain when to reapply the shield, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much stuff they did that we don't
What
get.
about stem sorc? Like,
The only other, sorry, before Stam Sorc, the only other thing about Mag Sorc is we need to address Haunting Curse as a skill. I think it's completely OP, it's undodgeable, it's unblockable. You press a skill once and you can do 2 different things of damage, which both hit incredibly hard. 2-person, it's got a far range. I think that you should be able to block at least one of the explosions, or it should just go back to the way that it was with Velocious being every 3. Because the way that it happens now is that Sorcs will just, you know, like Zergling Sorcs will just, they'll all put Haunting on you, and you can't do anything really. It's basically just Oblivion damage in the form of a skill. I mean, I guess you can purge it. We've talked about how poor purge is, but I mean, I guess if you're a Templar, you can purge it, but they're just going to put it back on you. You know what I mean? And it's a lot cheaper than your Purify is. So it's like, I just think Haunting has absolutely no counter other than, you know, a Templar's Purify. A Stamplar is not going to be able to purify it that many times. A Magplar is going to run out of Magica trying to purify them because, you know, Purify is almost 4K. It's just, Haunting Curse is not necessary. Velocious Curse was fine. It was, you know, it was 3 seconds. It would explode, and then that was the end of it. I think that you should be able to, maybe, I don't know, I think it should be blockable. Because, and most Sorcs probably will not agree with that, but I think that's counterplay. You know, I'm putting damage on you, or do something where it's like instant damage, but it can be blocked. I don't know. But like right now, the way that it works is basically you put on a Haunting Curse and you just do whatever the fuck damage like you want. You know, like, and it's just not. It's not necessary. It needs a counter.
I can give
it
you
doesn't have
an
one
example of this.
that's real.
I think the worst thing about it is though that you can stack the Haunting Curses. Like that's
Yeah.
that's
Ruben,
really
exactly.
fucking
I was
terrible.
just
I
gonna
mean,
say.
when we were
Can you
walking
stack
around
them?
in a group, for example,
Yeah,
and you had one of those unkillable Dragonknights, we would just be like, okay, Haunting in 3, 2, 1,
yeah, I was
and
just
that guy
gonna
would
say.
just walk around in a, and then we would laugh our ass
If
off.
we do small scale PvP and we have like a 4 or 5 man sorcerer group, and we are like in like a 5 versus 15, we just pop storms. Then there's maybe 1 tank left that is just holding block, doing nothing. I'm literally gonna say on TeamSpeak, okay guys, curse in 3, 2, 1, just do your regular damage and then pop, 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 pop dead. It's this. But then again, this is not only curse, but we're gonna go over Templar later. This is one thing, and
Power of the
overall,
Light as well.
I think this is cool, right? I think this is a good idea. Single target things, even if curse needs to be single target. people can only take one of them. So if Jules is there and me and Alcast are both on the Sorc, and we both curse Jules, then whoever has the highest tooltip or something is gonna get the damage off. So if I have a 6k tooltip and Alcast have 5k, then his curse is gonna do nothing at all. It's just not going to go on this player. And
Too many calculations. Just have it whoever puts it on first.
yeah, and this way,
Because it's going to be
this way
ZeniMax
you
is going to be able
build
to
one
assess
VX,
the tooltip of two different
this
people
way you
before
actually
they
buff
can.
one VX this way. And if there is like, Ruben and I play both Stamina Templar, and Ruben is like dual wield, and he's like, hey, I want to run Rending Slashes now. Okay, then I'm going to run Bloodcraze, the other morph. Or then you get people in groups also running more diversity in their skills, and you become more unique in that way. Because I have died sometimes on my Stemblade with 4 curses on my recap, or with 3 Purifying Lights, all popping for 8k after a fucking Soul Assault that I can't even interrupt or shit. So I think a big issue in PvP is taking too much single target over time, unblockable abilities at the same time. I think this is
I think it's more unblockable, undodgeable. That's a big problem. I don't know.
Plus snare, yay.
Snaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So, but the thing is, like, someone here said, for example, I would 100% prefer to have my healing based on the damage done and see weaker shields. It rewards an aggressive gameplay instead of turtling down. Then he's talking about Max Sorc, which I can kind of agree with, you know. If I'm fighting on my Max Sorc, overall it's more rewarding for me to recast a shield and just try to kill him then afterwards than play really aggressive and risky, you know. I can just quickly recast my shields and then I go in again. But I think we should move on to maybe the next class. And that's the...
Can we just quickly
Yeah, if you want to say something, then go ahead.
I don't know, like, for a while there has been a lot of stem Sorcs, but now you don't see them that much anymore. Like, what's the reasoning behind it? I haven't played stem Sorc yet, I'm just wondering, like, I still think they're quite strong, but is it because they're forced to go heavy armor? Or...
Yeah, they are.
It's Dizzy Swing. People are not happy with where Dizzy Swing is. Stam Sorc is forced into Dizzy Swing, and yeah, I mean Stam Sorc is pretty strong. It's got Implosion, it's got Hurricane, it's got a lot of great skills. Dawnbreaker, Dark Deal, but I think the one thing that's really unattractive about Stam Sorc is the Dizzy Swing meta, because it's hard to like break out of that. Also, Stam Sorc has like very fixed bars. It's like Mag Sorc, like you have to run very specific skills, or you're just not going to have what you need. You know, there's not very much room for versatility. Yeah. I think if we address Dizzy Swing, or we could address Stam Sorc, I don't know. It's tough for Stam Sorc because they like, you know, everybody just walks out of Dizzy Swings, or they get too close to you, or they block them, or pretty much anything. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just not a very great skill to be using as your single target and your CC. Stam Sorc is nice because it has another CC and Streak, but we all know that like Streak CC is like pretty trash. Like I don't even think I ever like even break Streak CC. So yeah, I mean I think Stam Sorc just needs a single target. Yeah.
I think making the Streak stun long would be a really good change. That would help a lot.
4 seconds I think would be appropriate. Yeah. Would help out Mag Sorc and Stam Sorc, and it would help people QQ less from the frag nerf.
Wait, what? Making the range longer? Or what did you say?
Like, because the streak stun is only like a second and a half, right?
I thought of Dizzying Swing. Sorry, my bad. I misheard.
Oh, no. No, for Dizzy, I think Dizzy's just not worth it. For the cast time, the damage output is just not worth it for how much struggle you have to go through to actually get it off. People are constantly blocking it, getting too close to you. You have to put some distance between you and them to actually be in like the right positioning for it.
Yeah.
It's not really a great skill right now, and it doesn't, like, the amount of time that you have for the wind up doesn't match the amount of output for damage, and a lot of people are just kind of like meh about it. So I think for Dizzy, it should just become a single target instant cast and just drop the damage down to something that's comparable to surprise attack, but less.
Okay.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Like, obviously, it can't stay the same damage if it's going to be instant cast.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I think that might actually be a really good change, because to be fair, the most fun I've had in this game on whatever class I've played was 1.6, because in 1.6 you had good base damage, medium armor was the way to go, light armor was the way to go, heavy wasn't really. I remember the times when Lefty Lucy, for example, was like, guys, I want to play that DK, I want to play this tanky, I want to feel like a monster, and then they got buffed. And of course, everyone is always, I want this, I want that, let's do this, let's do that. And back then, everyone wanted heavy because it's something different again. And now people want to go back to medium because it's different than heavy again. And I think they removed the weapon and spell damage, like Alcast, we talked about it earlier. Like, what the fuck does it matter, man? They still have Ravager, they still have 7th Legion. 7th Legion, by the way, is just straight out broken. That this set has no cooldown. You can literally get heals. I don't think you can even get defiled on the 7th Legion proc. You have Fury stacking like crazy. But Fury is kind of a nice set because it means you are actually efficiently taking pressure off. So Fury is one of the unique ones that I still like.
But it doesn't drop either.
Yeah.
Both 7th and Fury don't drop ever if you're continuing to either take damage or take crit damage respectively.
Yeah, they need some proper cooldown on this.
Yeah, and they do need a proper cool. I mean,
like,
yeah.
Why the fuck would you run Briarheart? Like, come on, man. Briarheart is kind of the same as Ravager in a way.
Thank you,
get some weapon damage, get some heals. But yeah, Ruben, you made that build, but is it that efficient as going heavy with a Ravager or 7th Legion? No,
heavy is much better, man.
And
unfortunately,
the difference is that medium armor should get its tankiness by applying pressure. So there was actually duels that I've done before against Stem Socks in that patch with when the Maelstrom weapons were really strong, right? They could put so much dot pressure on you that even though they were squishy, they were still hard to kill because you had to survive and time everything at a good moment and kill them efficiently. But I think medium armor, it should maybe get a little bit of critical resistance because you are very agile between lines. You wanna dodge those critical hits, and they should have more damage.
Yeah, about that dot build, you know, for a while I actually also run a dot build, but even there, you go heavy armor, you know, you're not choosing a light armor, medium armor setup for your dot like build. You're going heavy armor because you're tankier, you have better sustain, you have more health, and the enemy's gonna rip anyway, you know, unless it's a Templar that purges. But you have so many dots on the enemy. Then you use the draining shot, then he's ripped. There's no way of really, unless you have a lot of health. But even there, like, why do I have to go heavy armor with a build that I like really want to ham out DPS through dots? You know, it's a damage setup, but I choose to go heavy armor just because it's so much stronger. They can more health and all that shit. Like, I don't see.
Well, there are much better sets in heavy armor as well. Like just the couple that you've mentioned. You know, Fury and 7th Legion in particular have really carried heavy armor stam. You can't get more like damage, just pure weapon damage in any set other like more than Fury. Fury gives 750. Which a lot of people will say like, oh, like it doesn't get fully buffed. It's like, all right, well then you're zerging because like it does all of the time, like constantly actually. And then with the Wrath, it was like 950. So you're talking like almost 1,000 weapon damage just for wearing a 5-piece, you know? I mean, just for taking damage, which is why, I mean, no medium armor set can even compare. I mean, what's Hunding's like 300?
Yeah, 300.
It's like less than a third.
And I think
like, I mean,
124 or some, so maybe 400 total. Yeah.
So.
Not to mention the squishiness.
I mean, Heavy has all these. Heavy has all these sets where they can just continually take damage and keep taking damage and just getting their damage from being tanky. But medium doesn't have sets that will increase their damage based on how much damage they're doing. You know what I mean? Like other than things like Briarheart and like Ravagers and stuff. But even those, they don't even match like the amount of damage that you're actually getting from 7th Legion and Fury.
What we are saying here is so right. In 1.6, this was not the case. In 1.6 was not like, hey, this set 5-piece bonus is fucking strong or 8 or whatever. Let's use this one right now. No, you were like, if I run 3 of this, 4 more Actung, I get a nice weapon damage, and there I get my base stats. And those are base stats. And there wasn't a heavy armor set that would give you nice base stats and this stuff like that. But right now there is too much five pieces making this game strong. Like I can tell you on Sorcerer, I was actually laughing at the last patch and I was like, Wizard Riposte is not getting nerfed. Like, okay, they're not, man. Wizard Riposte is also one of those sets that's just so strong on Sorc. Last night I tried like 45k
Strong on any
super.
setup.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna try 45k Magica. Oh, it's okay. I put on Wizard Riposte. I feel so much more tanky. There is too much. I would love when the game goes back to base stats and you just go to base stats.
Too many too many like RNG things in PvP. Too many the things that are dependent, like, you know, you're dependent on other people to attack you. You're dependent on like just so many other, like, it's just not, it's like you said, it's just, you're just getting all these like wonky like sets that just do all these like weird shits. Like, you know, you have people like just dragging you across like a field because they're wearing that fucking Swarm Mother set. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just dumb. Like, it's like, just use your skills. Like, your gear should not be doing the PvP for you, which is why everybody was so against proc sets. But we still have pretty much the same thing in just like a kind of roundabout way, which is just like we're getting all of our damage and all of our, you know, everything from our gear. PvP is so gear dependent nowadays.
Yeah. There is also a, you remember the time, like, I mean, now you can combine Seducer and Lich, right? Back in the days before they had this gear set overhaul, you couldn't get Lich jewelry, if I'm mistaken, or something like that, right?
Yeah, you could only get the stuff and
so you had to choose either Lich or Seducer, but now you can stack Lich and Seducer, and it's the same with heavy armor sets. You can, like, or like medium armor sets, you can choose to run robust jewelry and then have a heavy armor set and like just stack so much weapon damage. You get a lot of increased healing. Your healing ticks so much faster. Like when
you can
me
get
on a
almost
medium
7k on a damn DK.
When I fight on my medium armor build, right? I want to apply pressure. I want to have more DPS, but it doesn't matter. The other count is just gonna out heal me, you know, and then he's gonna fuck me up because he has better sustaining heavy armor than me. I can't kill him. And he can still apply a lot of pressure because he has such OP sets. It's just like, that's one of the main problems. Sure, before it actually happened, everybody QQ'd like, why is there no jewelry for this set? Why is there no jewelry for this set? And then they just opened it up, and then there was just so much OP combos. Now we have like.
But actually, where we talked about earlier, they didn't only nerf dynamic ultigen, they didn't only nerf soft caps, but they also removed build diversity in item sets in that kind of way. They actually opened up, you could look at like that was a soft cap for armor because you couldn't run a lot of OP things together, but now you can just run whatever you want. And next patch we can retrade the stuff, which is of course really nice for people with RNG issues, and some of us there are really unlucky. But yeah, right now you can just run whatever you want. And
well, you can run 7th Legion and Fury together, actually. Like, if you run Fury on the body and you take all your crit damage, like if you're taking a lot of crit damage from the Fury body, your weapon damage is ticking up, and all you have to do is put jewelry on and sword and board back bar for 7th. And as long as you swap like every, you know, like 5 seconds to apply vigor, you'll be hit with damage, and the 7th will proc and it'll carry over to the front bar with the Fury, and you'll have both sets in one.
Yeah, but I kind of
want
to move on.
Which is why you can get like 7k.
I think we covered a lot of the gear discussion also last time though, so we shouldn't go into it too much in depth.
True. Yeah.
So I think we should kind of move on to the Dragonknight, Templar, Warden regarding classes. And I mean, I myself didn't play Dragonknight for quite a while now. I only kill them, or I get killed by them. So if anyone wants to kick off with Dragonknight, Jules, like, I know you are beast on Dragonknight, so
I don't know about that, but
well, I do.
DK DK feels really lackluster to me right now. Stamina, I mean, they both just feel like they are better with somebody else. Like solo, they just both feel kind of like the weaker counterparts to like either, you know, like Maj Sorc, and like Stam Warden is just so much better than Stam DK. Like Stam DK is going to be in a pretty interesting spot next patch because heavy armor has always really like synergized with Stam DK because like how tanky they naturally are already. So we went to the heavy armor meta and you saw like just unkillable stamina DKs that just take like absolutely no damage. and can output insane damage with their leaps and stuff, which was obviously pretty broken. But Stam DK is kind of in the same place as Stam Sorc in many ways, because Dizzy Swing is just so lackluster. Like, it's just so not the damage that you want for a cast time ability. It really shines when you combine Dizzy Swing with something else, something like, you know, Subterranean Assault from Warden, or you combine it with like jabs from Templar. But with Dizzying Swing alone on a Stam DK, you really need a leap to kill something, and it's just kind of, it's just not, like, I'd rather just play a Warden, honestly, because like Dawnbreaker might not be as much initial damage, but leap is not enough reason to play one class, in my opinion. Stam DK just is, it needs the same thing as Stam Sorc. It needs a single target. It doesn't need to be an insane single target. It doesn't need to be as good as Surprise Attack. We just need Dizzying Swing to be instant cast and do less damage. That way we're not sitting there trying to wind up a Dizzy Swing just to get off any kind of damage or CC. You know what I mean? Like, you put a Stam DK against a Stam Nightblade. Like, granted, the Stam DK is going to probably take not very much damage at all because they're extremely tanky. But the issue is, good luck fucking Dizzying Swinging a Stam Nightblade as they dodge and cloak around you. I mean, and then when you can't get a Dizzying Swing off, not only can you not do any damage to that person, but you also can't CC them. So good luck running them out of Stam. You know what I mean? And that's just like a 1v1 scenario. But imagine there's 3 Nightblades around you, and you're just turning around trying to get this like cast time ability off just to get any CC or any damage off of on anyone. Like, you know what I mean? The only true savior of Stam DK is Leap right now. And I mean, they have a lot of like really good abilities that are, you know, they're good in terms of like still like Igneous Shield. They have insane heal still. I still think that the Draconic Power 12% extra healing received should probably be nerfed. I think that's probably too strong. It's probably why Stam DKs take like absolutely no damage. But in terms of looking at Stam DK as a class in terms of like against other classes, to me it just looks like a tank that's got a nice ultimate. You know, it doesn't look like a well-rounded class that has like really strong offense and defense anymore, because it hinges, you know, so much on Dizzy Swing, and Dizzy Swing is just not great right now. You know, and it's like you can apply dots and stuff, but it's like dots are not killing anyone in Zero. Like, no one is like, oh no, there's like a dot on me. It's the big leaps, it's the incaps, it's the frags, it's burst. Everybody gets killed by burst. Nobody gets run out of resources anymore. So
if they would really change Dizzying Swing, it also wouldn't affect PV that much, because two-hander builds are not as good as dual-wield bow builds. So it could actually be a good change, I guess. I don't know, like tune it down to maybe 0.5 seconds, or I don't know, just
like a slight cast time even. I don't know. Or just, you know, I put up a thing on Twitter that was like, you know, would you be willing to lose one of your Stam DK dots for a Stam DK like single target? And 70% of people said yes. So like, I don't think that Stam DK should necessarily have a single target in addition to everything else that they already have, like a good Stam ultimate, as well as like a good 2 dots. But I mean, I think if we can't get it into like the actual class line, then maybe Dizzying Swing can be it, but it just needs to be like, I don't know, reduced cast time or something, or it's just
the big issue with DK is that they, okay, a sorcerer can line up curses. They can line up frags. You can get a kill with curse, frag, fury, and crushing shock. That's not an ultimate. On a Nightblade, you can do ambush, surprise attack, another surprise attack, execute, proc set. You get kills. On a DK, even with let's do DK as last. Templar, they got Power of the Light, Purifying Light. Even though they have a different kind of survivability, they can line up burst. Warden has Subterranean Deep Fissure. They have the Pigeon, which is a little bit delayed. They have burst. DK does not have this. So when I see Cypher come back to this game, play DK, when I see Blobs play DK, when I see my friends playing Stam DKs, every time they want to kill someone, of course there's plebs that you can just kill with the Dizzy Swing, for example, but a DK is the most reliably using an ultimate for kills. They need an ultimate to properly take someone down. On a DK, it's not like, hey, I just go there, this guy is maybe not so strong, so I focus him first without my ultimate, then in the 1vx I need to kill that one, and then I need to pop my ultimate efficiently. they need to pop the ultimate on the noobs, because if there is one Templar, okay, when I play Nightblade and I have 3 people on me and one of those 3 is a DK, it's ridiculous because DK has a lot of constant pressure. They can keep the pressure up all the time with their dots. End up. But they don't make the difference that much.
Yeah, but that's
Well,
the
that's
thing.
because dot damage doesn't do anything because people can just have enough heals and enough
Yeah,
sustain to
exactly.
just deal with
Yeah.
it.
But I mean,
And that's dots across the board. You know what I mean? The only time when dots really does anything is when, you know, you have a bunch of them, like a bunch of like, you know, poison injects and a bunch of other dots from other people as well. Like one dot isn't going to do anything at all.
does the Dragonknight really need to be able to solo? You know, that's the question. He has a lot of CC abilities and all that shit. Dragonknights are designed to be tanky as fuck to hold off enemies, right? So do you really need to be able to 1v1 or 1vx with this class? That's the question. Like, we don't know what Senimas thinks it's a tank class, you know?
Well,
That's the
Alcast,
thing.
to be fair, DK has not a place in any PvP right now because there is always another class doing a better job. We have been raiding with Zerg Squad in the last in the last year, 1.5 year, and the only DK we have is a tank, and all he does is tank
That's
people up.
also
They
that's
have no
because you're
path.
high mobility, right? I mean, I'm just saying, this fucking class was designed to be holding off people on keeps. Back in the days when you had 600 versus 600 versus 600, they were fucking useful, you know? Well, they also were a little bit OP, but still, you know? You would actually defend keeps. Obviously now, you have shit, like you have 100 people per alliance. It's like, it's 1/6 of what used to be there. So what do? You need high mobility, you farm scrubs, that's it. You're not defending keeps. Dragonknights would be fucking OP to defend keeps, right? But nobody gives shit about keeps anymore. So yes, the class sucks. But it only sucks because the game is not played how it's supposed to be played because Zenimax can't fix the lag.
Yeah, you're really
right? They can basically just scrap the class and start from the beginning, basically, to make a more viable class. I guess, you know, like, it's just...
Okay, listen, bud.
It's not the class's fault.
No scrap in DK.
Right?
Yeah, but
I understand what you mean. Yeah.
The thing is also, I played the most PvP on my DK. Back in the day, Take Flight was so much fun to use. You had a huge ass range. Nope, they nerfed it. Fuck you. Then you could dodge it. Like, okay, Take Flight now useless. Like my grandma probably could have dodge rolled when you see a dude using Take Flight and you know, okay, I'm gonna dodge roll in like 10 hours and they're gonna hit me. Then reflective scales. Oh, you cannot reflect meteors anymore. You cannot reflect anything anymore, you know? Utility gone. It's like all the fun is gone because I had fun reflecting meteors from retards, like from noobs, right?
Me too.
And they were getting punished. You can't do that anymore. It's just not fun anymore. That's the thing. Like, I don't have a lot of fun playing my DK. I used to have a lot of fun when I could reflect things and I could use Take Flight. But they nerfed the range on Take Flight. They nerfed reflective scales into the ground. It's just like, that's the problem. It's just like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know.
The thing about DK in general as a class too is that it got hit hardest by the changes from 1.5 to 1.6 with the introduction of the champion point system and the soft caps. Because what used to happen is that people didn't have sustain. You know what I mean? In order to have sustain, you spec'd into sustain. Whereas DKs innately had sustain. That was their thing. You know what I mean? They didn't have burst. They didn't have like everything that every other class had, but they had that sustain through the use of Battle Roar. But then everybody else got that sustain with, you know, removal of soft caps, insane stats, champion point systems, and now all of a sudden DK just pales in comparison because it's like, well, that was my thing and you guys just took it. So now what do I have? That, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do I compare to, you know, a Nightblade that has surprise attack that is also major fracture and an instant cast and does insane damage? How do I compare to, you know, like just crystal frag or all of these other things when all the other classes have instant, like, you know, sustain forever, and that was DK's thing, then I mean, that's why they're in such a weird place, because they're like, you know, Zos is like, well, you have dots, and it's like dots don't do shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like dots are nice in conjuncture with other things. You know what I mean? You need the burst to back up a dot. nobody is getting killed by Haunting Curse alone. It's the Haunting Curse and Frag combo that kills people. You know what I mean? Nobody gets killed by Purifying Light by themselves. It's the Purifying Light plus the Javelin plus the jabs that kills people. It's only a piece of the puzzle, and DKs just don't have it. They don't have that piece, that one single target piece that they need. And that's like, and I mean, Magica Dk has it, but that's just a whole, I mean, I'm talking Stamina DK. Magica Dk is a whole other,
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Oh, that's a great point.
I think what Zenimax need to do to Magica DK is one of their mechanics which I really like is the Power Lash. The Power Lash is kind of smart play. You see something, you root it, you proc that undodgeable whip. And even though it's undodgeable, I like it. Because you get whipped on your ankles, for example, you get stuck, it always hits. It's nice, it's a good idea. But I think Power Lash should be an execute, where it should work like Executioner. If you Power Lash somebody on a certain amount of health, it should get bonus damage. This way, Magica DK is not always reliably waiting for anything to happen. But then again, if I'm in a XP1 situation, they are all targeting me and I get low health and you get that Power Lash off, might be strong. So maybe Zenimax can make it so you can only proc a Power Lash on your own CC or stuff like that. But I think Magica DK needs a execute Power Lash. I think this is really good.
It used to have a pretty unique execute, the Molten Armament. You remember?
If by unique you mean terrible.
Yeah,
I mean, for Stem DKs it was actually good.
Terrible can be unique.
Depends. But yeah, at least they had one, right? But then they nerfed it from 300% to 150, and then they just removed it. Like, okay.
Yeah, at least you had one.
Bye.
Alcast is the glass helpful type, you know? Always positive.
I mean, it was nice for certain builds, but then sure, most Dragonknights use sword and board. Like if you go into a double Destro build into PvP, you're just like, yeah, please just kill me, you know? Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Can't do shit.
I need to interrupt here real quick, so just want to say we started a giveaway. Everyone can enter the giveaway. It's from all the podcast members in here. It's either a game upgrade or crowns. It's winner's choice. All you have to do is type !Rebel space 1.
Can I join in too?
Ha, no.
Wow, Hexy.
Well, I can get you a Mudcrab code from Alcast if you want. Oh, by the way, everyone, if you want a Mudcrab, you know, just go to Alcast and beg for it, okay? He has like 300 Mudcrab keys, so just spam
We
him.
can get Alcast signatures instead.
you can just go spam Alcast for Mudcrab codes. Where did Alcast go, by the way?
He ditched us.
I don't know.
He needs to say goodnight to his mommy, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like late for you guys, huh?
No,
It is
it's no.
10:40 p.m.
Yeah, it's not too bad. And by the way, guys, you really should follow all those other Twitch streamers, not just me. You should follow Jules. You should follow Alcast, and that's pretty much it. Oh wait, you can follow Axis too. No,
Get wrecked.
if you guys can talk up, I can just give you a shout out in the chat.
Ruben, I have another word to say. I think everyone should only follow us, the people in this podcast that have a nice verified icon before their name.
And I think people should only follow the guy who has the balls to show up with his face cam.
Oh god, the shots. The shots, dude.
Alright. Let's go on to the next topic, Ruben.
Well, what about Magica Dk? We didn't really touch on Magica Dk.
No, true. I still want to give you a shout out though.
Honestly, kind of a mess. So,
Well,
I don't even know.
Jules, that's how Cyrodiil is, right?
What, a mess? Yeah. I mean, Magica Dk is great in its own right. Like, it's so great for group. I mean, there's nothing like having talons just constantly spammed on your on your opponents and just keeping them in place. It's amazing. You know, I just think it just suffers from the same thing as Stam DK. It's that if you look at a Magica DK's bars, you'll find that they need like 4 to 5 skills just to do damage. Whereas you look at the damage skills of like any other class and you're like, like there's like, 2 to 3. It's like Magica DK needs whip, they need, talons, they need dots, they need, entropy, they need all these different, it's like by the time they get through all of the things that they need just to do baseline damage to anybody, they have like 3 slots left to do like a, you know, like a coagulating blood and like, you know, maybe a shield or whatever. And it's like, it's just weird. Like, it's just weird that the class is designed to have to use so many slots just to do damage. Yeah. It's just odd. Like, it's not like you don't see Magica DKs with like just whip and like a gap closer. It's like you just don't see it. You know, you see them with like all their stuff, which I guess is the design of the class, but again, it's just not very effective. You know, it's not very effective. It's great 1v1, it's great in group, but it's not great like solo. Like, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna like mist away and like run out of resources because all of your shit costs like 3 to 5k, like, or 3 to 4k. It's like, I don't know. And then like their healing, even though it's much better than it used to be, I still think is pretty lackluster. Like, other than the Burning Embers heal, like Burning Embers heal carries the shit out of DK healing. I mean, it's incredible. It's actually pretty OP. And then you have like Coag Blood, which is just like a one-time like sort of worse than Breath of Life heal. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess that they're okay because they have Burning Embers, but it's just like what you end up doing is you end up misting behind, you know, something, and then like you just don't have great hots, and you just can't really like. I don't know.
You're literally waiting for ultimate to try to do something all the time.
You're just waiting for ultimate. Yeah, that's the way the class is designed. You're just waiting for an ultimate to just both sustain and try to do damage.
I also think it has a huge skill cap. Like, if you're a noob or new to the game and you're gonna try play Magica DK in PvP, you'll just get fucked. Probably just try light armor first, and then you just get rolled over. Like, you're completely clueless. I don't know.
No.
It's just funny because it used to be like the strongest class in the game.
Oh yeah, I remember it. But
Yeah, the
people
problem with
were
Magica
idiots
DK,
back then. You would spam standards and wings, and people would suicide on the wings.
Yeah.
It was just sad to watch. You know, you saw 20 people attacking. One guy was spamming wings, and they even kept attacking. You know, their own hell was going. Oh, I don't want to think about it, man. That was so sad.
Yeah.
So we
well,
can
wings are just another thing too. It's like, just why would you put something on your bar that costs like 4k for like 4? Even if they up it to 6, it's like it's still just like not enough. It doesn't do enough for the cost, is the thing. But yeah, I guess that's DK.
Yeah, we can move on to the next one, Templar, which is, you know, Templar. That's kind of my call, I guess. Oh gosh, you don't want to give away Rufus codes, man?
I don't have them here, dude.
Oh, you can make a fucking campfire out of your Mudcrab codes. That's how many you have.
Dude, it's okay, later.
I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding, man.
Campfire.
So yeah, Templar is another class that is actually quite a strong class, depending on how you build, in my opinion. I mean, I really think Magica Templar is actually in a really good, strong position. I made my Magica Templar again, and I'm fucking loving it. Even though Stamina Templar is my main, I think Magica Templar is in a better position with the sustain and the abilities it has. Yeah.
I think a Stamina Templar is if you go into heavy armor, your sustain won't be good. If you go in medium armor, your survivability won't be good. This is the problem with Stamina Templar right now. I think with DK as well, but just in general. But DK and heavy get that good, you utilize again. But the medium armor is just not viable at the moment. And by nerfing heavy armor,
not with 10k haunting curses.
Yeah, exactly. And medium armor, you take way too much damage from people.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Medium armor takes too much. But the thing is, medium armor does not pressure you as much either. It's not doing that much damage on you.
No, it's not really rewarding, man. Honestly, if I go on heavy, I can maybe even pull off more damage.
Yeah.
The only real difference is that I won't be able to keep the sustain up as long as I would be with medium armor. But even that difference isn't that huge. Epolite, responding real quick, man. You're saying all your streamers play CP servers. Why don't you all move to non-CP and show the people that PP can still be played as it's supposed to be? To be honest, your streams are part of the problem when you only play CP builds. Well, the thing is, if I go on non-CP, honestly, I get so much more fucking zerg down, you know. And on non-CP, I don't have the resources to streak away like a bitch. So then I just get fucked. That's the most. That's
It's
the biggest
really easy
problem
to
for me.
say. EP Lite, I'm gonna break you, Ruben. EP Lite, it's so easy to answer this question. Most of the streamers don't stream 12-man for 24-man group. On PC EU, there is no spot on Sodasil because there is a super big EP blob that ruins every form of PvP right there. In prime time it's different, but then it's Zerg versus Zerg. The other thing is, we do stream Battlegrounds, and those are fine. Battlegrounds are totally fine. It's small scale, they're doing good. So streaming no CP is kinda, or streaming only CP is kinda bullshit because we all do Battlegrounds, we're having fun there too, and it works. The problem in no CP is, when people are chasing you, you do run out of resources in X3-1 without being able to go offensive on them. You are only busy with defending yourself all the time. In CP, this is not the case. And for me, do you want to see me stream dying to 7-8 people over and over and over and over, and maybe get a nice 1 versus 2 or 1 versus 3? Or do you want me play CP, where I can kite a few people with my stem and Nightblade and get a kill here and there? What do you find more enjoyable to watch? So as a streamer perspective, we kind of play the meta most of the time because it's the most enjoyable to watch. It's what people are hyped about. It's what they want to see. Maybe they want to see some diversity at some point, but this is just how a streamer's point of view is, and this is
people
how
don't want to
it is, man.
watch you play a shitty class and do shitty on it.
Exactly.
In like a campaign where you have no sustain. Like, I'm sorry, but that's not realistic from an entertainment point of view, for one. And for two, on NA, that campaign is very touch and go. It's very like either all Zergs and it's only on the weekends, or it's like nobody at all.
Yeah.
So it's like, good luck. Like, you want to watch me like ride around my horse, I guess.
It's beautiful.
Let's get back to Templars, maybe.
Yeah, we can go back to Templars, but just it's sometimes nice to answer real quick a
Yeah,
question from the chat. Not too much, of course, but yeah, Templar, like already said, I mean, there isn't for me personally a lot of reward with medium armor. I went, for example, medium armor, Briard, etc. If I really would get all my procs up, I could do some really good DPS, but I'm so fucking squishy, you know. Even though I'm running one Bone Pirate, I'm still so squishy, so it's much more rewarding to go back to the heavy armor meta, which we already talked about.
I mean, that's the thing, is Templar and DK are going to be forced with a choice next patch. You know, are you going to want to stay in heavy with your rally, or are you going to want to go to medium and keep, you know, rally and shuffle? Or are you going to want to go and stay in heavy and switch to forward momentum so that you have the snare removal, but then you don't have a burst heal? So it's like you have a choice between these three things. You know, you can choose to have either no burst heal, you can be squishy and medium, or you can have no snare removal. Those are your choices on Templar, DK, and Sorc. So those three classes do not have a in-class stam heal the way that Warden does. So a lot of them are going to go medium, and honestly, I mean, I don't see any other way about it. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to, if you just keep your skills the same and you just stay rally so that you have your burst heal, then you're not going to have snare removal, which is going to kill you. You know, you're going to get snared to death and you're not going to be able to get away and you're going to die. Or you can go forward momentum and you're going to die too because you don't have like a burst heal. I mean, you might be able to supplement the burst heal with maybe 7th Legion, or maybe on Stam Sorc with Crit Surge or a couple other things. But I mean, those classes are really going to ideally be back in medium because you need both of those things and you really can't sacrifice. You can't make the sacrifice to go into heavy anymore. So the meta is probably going to be medium, and it's going to be, you know, like, I guess, impreg, because just to try to make yourself tanky back to like where you were in heavy. I mean, personally, I don't know. Like, you might as well just play Stam Warden because you can stay in heavy, you can run forward momentum, you can run vigor, and then you can have your burst heal, so you don't have to lose anything. You know, that's the challenge with those three Stam classes, is that now, like, everybody is so for the shuffle change, but what nobody realizes is that it screws solo and small scale, and it doesn't really screw anybody else. You know, I mean, you don't really see Zerglings like caring about the shuffle change.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... Oh, sorry.
Like, what do you think you're going to do on your Templar next patch, Ruben?
Me? Yeah, I kind of wanted to stay with Briarheart because it's just such a nice proc set if I get the procs, but I honestly
The
think...
better question is, are you going to play it?
No, I'm probably not, because I'm probably
that's
going
what I
back
mean.
to heavy armor, unfortunately, even though I really like to play aggressive, you know. I don't mind being squishy, but the reward just isn't...
But if you're in heavy on a Templar, are you going to have snare removal or are you going to have a burst heal? Because now you have to choose.
A snare removal?
Do you mean that's like an...
Well,
Yeah.
I guess a Stamina Templar is Purifying Light, though, which is... Extended Ritual. Sorry, Extended Ritual, which is okay, I guess, in heavy.
It's also, you know, when you...
I guess.
Every fucking skill has a snare, right? You get snared. Oh, well, I'm going to cleanse it. Well, I'm just going to snare you again, like half a second late. No problem.
Yeah.
That's
The
the
snare
problem.
should be removed from that.
And the thing is, yeah, we have the snare immunity when you dodge roll, but it only holds 2 fucking seconds. Don't know. Like,
To be fair, this might be a very overall kind of way to say, but I am sure that a bigger majority of people will enjoy PvP much more if there wasn't even a snare at all in this whole game. Snares is so... It's just annoying. It's only annoying. It's sometimes not even efficient. It's just annoying. I guess for some classes... Alcast plays the DK and he finds that Nightblade that is going around. You want to snare this fucker, right? That's what you want. You want to get some control over them. So having snares in the game makes kind of a bit of sense. But there is too much, like 70%, 60% snare, stacking with poisons, still not fixed, broken, rooting in mist form, snaring in mist form, all this kind of stuff. Why is there's not a minor and major buff for
the
snaring
thing
that
is,
you can...
people don't even know it, you know, that they use snares. Like, you get it as passive. Like, you don't even have to do anything with it. Like, you're like, okay, I want to focus my build on actually snaring enemies. No, you don't have to do it. It's fucking included in every shitty skill. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
It's so...
I guess
the
Sorcerer is the only one that does not snare other people. Magica Dk is the only one that does not snare. The rest, everything has a snare, all of it.
I think
just
you're right
should it
with
more,
that. Yeah.
make it more unique, you know? Maybe place the fucking snares on abilities that are less used. So, I don't know. Like, I don't...
Just
It's
take
just-
snares off of everything that is passive. There is no need for Purify to be a snare. There's no need for Ambush. There's no need for all these, like, you know,
Yeah.
reflective light, every
Yeah.
single DK dot. There is no need for all of these snares on all of these things.
Even
The only
depth
snares in the game
classes.
should be purposeful snares like Caltrops, you know, the DK one that I'm trying to think of. I can't think of the name of it for some reason. Eruption. Like, why
Okay.
why are things passively snaring? Purify is supposed to remove negative effects. That is the intent of the skill. Why does it also give you this huge AoE of snares?
Yeah,
That doesn't make
it's
any sense for
bullshit.
that skill.
Maybe just a few, and maybe even weapon-based, you know, for example, if you really have something like Axis or something, that, but they really should remove it, like you said, with Purify, for example, where the primarily focus is getting rid of snares yourself, or at least cleanse.
I mean, because snares are actual CCs. Like, CC stands for crowd control. If you are like removing somebody's ability to move and you are making them slower, you are technically controlling their character. And yet we have no hierarchy of snares. We have no immunity to snares, yet we have like a quote unquote CC immunity where you can't, you know, I mean, the point of CC immunity is that so people can't fossilize you over and over and over again, but people can snare you over and over and over again, and they're still controlling the way that you use your character. So it's like, why is that like that? It just doesn't.
Yeah, it's just triggering as fuck. I remember Zenimax, like that was a long time ago. They said, do you remember the Templar skill that could the blinding light, or what was it called? That could blind people, so they had a chance to miss
Blinding
the enemy.
flashes.
Yeah, something like that. And they said they removed this ability because they didn't want people to feel shitty that they actually missed enemies. It's the same shit with snares, right? You just get triggered as fuck. Everybody gets pissed, and like even gap closes. Like, why do gap closes snare? Like,
There's a melee
no
snare too.
Fucking like there's no reason. You can have CC on snare immunity. It still snares you, no problem. You know, it's like Robble. What's going on? Why? Why is there a fucking snare on gap closers? Nobody knows. Probably not even he knows.
Nobody wants it either. The removal of snares is like the one thing that the entire community agrees on. Like everybody wants to fight about like class balance and stuff, but nobody likes snares. Like no person I've ever talked to has ever been like, yeah, I really like snares. Like,
yeah,
it's just.
And this is our thing. Medium armor needs line of sight. They need it. And you can dodge roll, spam, shuffle all the time, but it's not gonna help that much because you don't have time to reset yourself because you just snared all the time, every single time, snare, just over and over again. And you just, I can tell you when I duel with my Stemblade, for example, and I had there was a patch when I used hindrance poisons on the back bar.
Yeah.
People don't even want to duel you anymore, man, because they're like, I can't even hit you because you have complete control over somebody else's character.
Yep.
You have Eternal Hunt with a snare on the fear. You CC them, you can incap them. You can have complete control over somebody's character, and that's wrong. It's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
You shouldn't be able to kill people just because they can't fight you back.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what do you guys kind of think about the Warden though regarding class balance? Anyone wants to jump into that so we
The
can move?
fucking pigeon needs to be fucking dodgeable. The
Yeah, the
pigeon.
magic.
The
Why did
pigeon,
they
man.
still not do
pigeons.
that?
What about Magica
Why is
Templar?
this-
Oh, the
I mean,
pigeons.
Fucking
come on.
pigeons, man.
Like suicide pilots.
It's actually true. I remember when I haven't PvP for long, and then I did a 24-hour stream, and it's just I had fucking nightmares of those pigeons. They triggered it's just like, why? You know, there's no reason. I don't get it. Why they're undodgeable?
Yeah.
I mean, you can be. They don't add a snare at least, right? So you know, be happy, right? Be happy.
Do
Yeah.
we
but
want to
then
talk
again,
about
okay.
Magica Templar, Ruben, or no?
I mean, yeah, we can
We
talk about
only really
Magica
talked about
Templar.
CM
We
Templar.
called it a little bit, and I think we kind of need to move. But yeah, if any...
Well, Magica Templar, the Blazing Spear needs to get the CC control back. It needs to stun again. Blazing Spear.
yeah, that was nice.
Yeah,
that was nice.
Blazing Spear.
That was good.
I
like-
think Breath of Life should heal for less. I still think it's too strong. I know that's not going to be a
it
popular
is
opinion.
really strong. I gotta agree. Like,
I think they should nerf that, and they should buff the HOTS of puncturing sweeps. That way, because the main issue with Magica Templar is that you can't get on your front bar because you have to play too defensive. You're constantly having to Breath of Life, so it would kind of incentivize, you know, going offensive. You would get better heals, not insane heals, just slightly better than what they are now, from puncturing sweeps, and then you would have to switch less for Breath of Life, and then Breath of Life would heal for less, which would satisfy the everybody else who complains about how strong Breath of Life is. So.
When,
And the stun from Blazing
Well,
Shield, they have no good stuns. Oh, and they have no good ultimates either. Magica Templar has no ultimates.
yeah, the only ultimate
all.
that is good, I mean, is the healing ultimate. But again, that's a very defensively ultimate on the Magica Templar. And I mean, Stamina Templar vice versa.
It's-
I really wouldn't use the sweep, for example. I really would prefer Dawnbreaker or Smiling because of the stun and CC you get. That's just so much better than the cheaper
I think-
sweep, which is 76. Sorry, Alcast, you can go, man.
Yeah, sorry. It's again the same fucking problem, you know? The Nova is really strong. If there were huge ass battles, you could really pull a fucking hole into the enemy with Novas, you know? They have a really strong synergy because there's nobody left on, like, in Cyrodiil. Everywhere where you drop a Nova, people are like, dude, what are you trying to do? You try to kill the deers? No, the deers, they even fucking remove the deers, you know? Like, this, it's just stupid.
Yeah.
Maybe
People
it-
just run out of Nova. Is
you're
the
just a
It
issue.
heal
reminded
bot
them
in
of
then.
Bambi. It reminded them of Bambi,
Yeah,
man.
you're just
It's a sad movie.
a heal bot in then. Like, they're unkillable if you build them right with like the wizardry post, sword and board ulti, or like the healing ulti. You can't fucking kill them. They never run out of sustain and all that shit. It's like, yeah.
We should take some of that from them. Some of that insane tankiness and survivability in lieu of some more offense, I
rewarding them
think.
for going offensive.
Yeah, reward them for going offensive, give them more heals with jabs, and give them their stun from whatchamacallit back. And give them the ultimate back too. I think the Templar ultimates just need to be completely reworked because I don't know
Yeah.
any Templar really that even runs Templar ultimates. Like,
Yeah, there is the crescent sweep.
yeah.
It's
Give
like
that back to Magplayers. There's no
minus
need.
5 meters, you know? It fucking doesn't hit anyone. Like, why even bother using it?
Yeah,
You
it
need
is.
to
It's very
increase the range. I don't know.
yeah, the range.
Or-
Yeah, increasing the
or
range
just
and
make it
bringing
change,
it back
you
to
know,
scaling
make
off
it-
of Magica.
Something similar like take flight, you know, it's burst damage. Just make it go out all at once. A conal ultimate, you know, similar to Dawnbreaker. Maybe it doesn't stun. It adds a dot, but just more burst damage. I don't know. It's
Yeah, I agree.
anyway. The
Okay, back to
Warden.
the Warden, I guess.
Yep.
I think that the ulti gen on the Warden, I think it's a cool, unique thing to it, but it's super strong. And I saw that the 3 ultimate, it only got nerfed by, it costs now 15 more ultimate, right?
No, what,
Or did they
with
also
the
nerf the
trees?
healing of it? Yeah.
No, they reduced the healing over time, didn't they? That's what they did.
Okay, no, then that's good because you know, Ruben, in that one fight, there was a good example. You can just spam those fucking trees and don't die. You can.
You got so triggered, man. It was great.
It's ridiculous.
For
And
people who don't
They
know,
need to lose major heroism. There's no need
Yeah.
for that class to have
Yeah.
major
I
heroism.
agree.
for
It's
people who
so
don't know, I
strong.
was fighting hexes on this Templar, and every time he was getting close to getting me down, I would just use the healing tree ultimate. And then when he got me down again, I would just insta recast. By the time my ultimate would be done, I already had back up for 70-80%.
Yeah, it's
So I was
it's
just
crazy.
spamming those trees, and he was like, "Fuck you."
It's just too cheap again, right? Like,
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh,
If
they
all
Increased
those
it to 90,
they
Yeah,
also
but it's
increased
still
the
not
cost by
high enough.
50.
It really should be like 100.
I think major heroism should stay, but then they should make the ultis cost more. Like they're so effective, the ultimates. Why have like
Why do they need
Yeah.
major heroism though? They're not even the ultimate based class. DK is. Why does Warden just randomly have major heroism? Like
don't know.
just because they have great ultimates and they can get them faster now? Like that's not fair. Like if anybody's going to have any kind of heroism, minor or major, it should definitely be DK, not Warden. Like DK, their sustain is based off of ultimates. Warden has nothing to do with ultimates at all.
Yeah.
I mean Warden, I don't know. In PvP they're pretty strong. PvE, Magica Warden is probably the worst. Stem Warden is basically as strong as other setups. There's also not really a reason. I have never PvP'd with Wardens, so I have no clue, but I heard Stem Wardens have insane burst. Magican Wardens.
I play
fucking
Stem Warden.
annoying, yeah.
The thing is, Magica Warden is
good.
like Magica Sock. When you can go offensive, they are really strong in burst. But if you are under pressure, then your survivability is not good. If you don't have trees, you're gonna die.
Yeah, but it's not hard to get those trees if you're getting pressure with Shimmering Slap, for example, and the trees. I mean, I really want to get a Magica Warning done, man. I really want to.
I mean, we all agree that the birds should be dodgeable, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
On the
Okay.
stamina one, they are dodgeable though, so that's kind
yeah,
of
this
weird.
is the stamina ones. Like, okay,
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
they
if
are
I'm
like
spamming on my
offense-
stamina
they are
one,
like,
I see people dodge it, they cloak it, which is fine by the way, but
yeah, like what are they doing? Are they like in the office talking together? Like, hey, we have a stamina Magica version. Ah, yeah. One guy
Ah.
put up his hand. Let's make one of them dodgeable, the other one not.
Yeah.
Nice.
Isn't that
What the fuck, man?
isn't like I remember the stamina morph doesn't have any additional effects compared to the base morph. It just changed to stamina, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
like what the fuck? Usually when you have a ability at base morph and then the base ability and you morph it, you get something in addition. For example, the Magica morph gets you more damage the further it is away, right? The stamina morph, well, it's stamina now, so better shut the fuck up. You're lucky that you even get something, right? But no additional effect. No, not good. It's like what are they doing? When you look at Dragonknights, the Magica dot. What's it called? We have the Venomous Claw, and the other one is what is it? Burning Embers.
Yeah,
Noxious
yeah,
breath. Oh, burning embers.
The
yeah.
Burning Embers, you know, Burning Embers heals for a lot, right? It heals a shit ton. The stamina
Yeah, like
morph
20K.
gets increased damage. But the pigeon is like, nope, be happy that it's a stem morph, you know, better shut the fuck up. Like, oh, what? Who made it? Like, what? So fucking lazy. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's even worse. It's dodgeable now, you know? Like, oh, you have, you know, it's stamina now, but people can dodge it, so, you know, it's so retarded.
Oh.
I don't...
Like Fear Turbo saying it as well with the nets, right? The Betty nets. The Magica gives you that remove effect. What Fear Turbo was saying, but stamina is just nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so retarded. Like, I don't
Well,
like.
you get major brutality with stamina.
Whatever, man.
Does the unmorphed version of Deep Vision Subterranean Assault, does that one do major fracture and stuff to people?
Yeah, it
that's-
does fracture. That's
Well,
something,
wait,
you know,
that's the
that's-
unmorphed
Yeah,
version
so
of
that's one thing then.
Bully Natch.
Yeah,
I thought the difference was major
don't say
brutality.
it, you know, it will get nerfed otherwise. Oh, wait, we put additional effect to that shit. Better remove it.
Yeah.
But other than that, Magica Warden needs to be really tanky, right? Otherwise, it also can't survive. At least that's what I've seen.
Well,
from
they can be
people
tanky
playing.
as fuck, but
I'm not
still
sure if
do
it's
great
true.
DPS, man. They can do both, really.
There is one thing a Magica Warden is really nice in PvP is their heal debuff circle with the major D file. That's a really cool ability. That's really unique. But then again, right? So if I'm playing my Warden and I play with you, Alcast, or with Jules on a DK, and you are thinking of running standard, well, I just put a fucking circle down and your whole standard is useless as fuck. You know? So there is like, there is a few specific things just to talk overall that could make class a little bit more unique, and they should make some buffs very class specific. I said in the beginning of the stream, every class should be able to perform regularly due to the weapon skill lines on their base, and their class should just define their extra. Now this is a hard thing to say because if I see a STEM DK play and I see their front bar, it's 4 weapon abilities, right? 4 of them. If I play Sorc, it's only 1. If I play DK, it's not even 1 at all. You know, this is also a thing right there, because a DK is in a destruction stuff. Is it going to work? No. But it would be cool if it would work and it would make sense. If you want to play a Magica Dragonknight and play with the stuff, I think they should go back to the basic again of that and make them viable with the weapon that makes sense running it. Because running dual wield on a Magica build, does that make sense? Actually, no. So I think this is really important that they do it this way.
Yeah. I mean, when I look at the Warden the first time, it's just like you have increased chance to apply snares. I'm like, okay, everybody's gonna love that. Really cheap ultimates that heal too much. I'm like, okay. And then they also get like most passives are very defensive, I think. Like there's not a lot of offensive passives. It's another problem. At least it's a problem in PvE. Like when you look at the Warden, it's like just shit passives.
Well, they get increased frost and magic damage, and they get extra damage on the animal companions.
Yeah, they changed. That's actually another thing that they changed. You had the passive that gave you frost damage and physical damage, and then people QQ'd. Yeah, well, what's that bullshit, you know? And then they removed damage and gave them magic damage, which is probably not too bad because the stamina setups are pretty strong. But it's just like, I don't get it. Yeah.
Wait, what? Sorry, what do you mean call Jules again?
Jules disconnected from the Skype call. You have to recall her into the chat. Into the
Oh,
call.
Jules abandoned us. No.
Wardens, like in PvE, they're not bad. Like they make good tanks, they make good healers, but they're more difficult to play. Like they're decent in everything, but not good. You know, not the best.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
as
They're
a
really
Magica
good support.
DPS, you're not gonna choose a Warden. You're gonna take a Sorc. As a tank, you're not gonna take a Warden. You're gonna take a Dragonknight. As a STEM DPS, you're gonna choose a STEM DK. You know, like there's nothing. Like why would I? In PvP, it's a little bit different, I guess, because you have the huge burst potential. Yeah, I don't know. Did you just... No, we're still here, huh?
Yeah.
I'm still
I
here.
called Jules. I called, man. Count your tits,
Okay.
Hexes.
No, I thought that Jules, I couldn't see it. Okay, she crashed, I guess.
And the thing about the Wardens, in PV, I just released a video on my YouTube about Magica Wardens. You actually can get decent DPS. It's just the rotation feels weird. Like, you have so many different dots. You have a dot that lasts 12 seconds, one that lasts 10 seconds, one that lasts 8 seconds. It's just very, like, nothing matches up really.
Yeah.
That's another problem. But then I don't know in PvP, I've just seen the people are fucking annoyed because they can just snare so much. They can basically be like, you're not gonna kill them with the right builds. And some abilities scale off health, right? So they're actually pretty strong with that too.
Yeah, a Magica Warden can be really specific and very. If you build them right, they will outperform. They will overperform a lot. But yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. The Wardens, they're not bad, but it's the same thing. Zenimax just fucked it up, you know. It was said before on Morrowind PTS, guys, Warden, it's shit. You need to buff it. Nobody's gonna play it. What did they do? They buffed a few things, but it didn't help. They just like then it's just all negative. People think, it's bad, and it still has the same reputation. Nobody thinks nobody plays Warden. You see a few of them in Cyrodiil, but that's about it.
Yeah.
They just failed to, again, communicate things. And they also wanted it to be kind of a Frost class. How many Frost abilities do you have on that shitty thing? If I want to go PV, I have like one Frost ability. That's fucking it, you know? Nothing else is Frost. It's like, well, you should do a Frost build. Like, dude, there's no Frost abilities. What am I supposed to do? There's the Winter's Revenge and that's it. That's another thing. It also, like, I don't know. It has the pet tree, which is probably the offensive tree. It feels to me like if with the Warden, there was the lead that was in charge. Okay, you guys, you're going to do the first tree, then second team is going to do the second tree, and the third tree is going to do the third tree. You cannot speak to each other, right? And then Warden was born, you know? Like,
yeah.
That's how Warden was born, man. You can submit that to Disney, new film
I don't know.
movie, man.
It just feels like
Fucking hell.
they try to do everything, but it's not good like it's not the best in anything, so nobody plays that shitty class. I don't know. That's my problem with it.
Yeah, but let's move on to Clockwork City patch. So you can think about what you want to say about it real quick. Just think something about in your head. So I'm going to say real quick. Last chance to enter the giveaway, everyone. !Rebel space 1 to enter the giveaway. And we're going to draw that winner in a little bit. So just join real quick. !Rebel space 1 to join the giveaway. Do not forget the space and make sure you are following the channel.
Alcast, I actually have a question, right? Because I'm not completely sure. I heard different stories. The perfected weapon, do you get it only if you complete the veteran mode with all 3 bosses? And the imperfected, do you get it on the veteran when you kill only the big boss?
So basically, it's actually pretty interesting. The perfected ones only drop in hard mode. And the hard mode is pretty fucking difficult. So yeah, nobody's gonna get it unless a few people. Or there is a second way to get it from leaderboards. So if there, for example, if Hel Ra is the weekly and you get on the leaderboard, you can also be lucky and get the chance of one of those perfected weapons. Now, again, the only difference is really destruction stuff. Instead of 2 force pulls, you need to do 3. all other weapons between a perfected and imperfected is like 2-3%.
Yeah.
That's it. And the imperfect weapons even drop in normal. So you can do normal, it will drop in blue quality, and you have it. It's no problem. Purple
Okay, that's
quality
nice.
when you kill each boss on their own. The skin is actually, the skin that you get from there is actually also locked behind the hard mode. And there is a polymorph that also only dropped hard mode. But they actually had quite some balls to put that between hard modes. Usually it's just complete the veteran trial and that's it. Now it's hard mode. It's actually really hard to
Alcast,
get that shit.
I don't do PvE that much, right? Because for me, PvE is you complete it and then I've seen it. But I think putting it in hard mode is a good thing because now people have to become better and motivate themselves even more to complete it. Now, of course, too hard is too hard, yeah? Because nobody is going to go to the group finder, oh yeah, let's get that fucking polymorph right there, you know? You need to be super intelligent, you need to be together on TeamSpeak,
Yeah.
you need to be worked in with together to get this polymorph, so it might be a little bit too hard. But it
Even
is cool.
then.
It is cool now if you have it. If you get this polymorph, you can show off that you've done something great as a group together. So for me, putting it that hard away, I actually like that.
Don't you want it to be hard though? Aren't you tired of finishing content before it even hits live, Alcast? It must be like sort of good that it like
Well, it's not
hard
really
enough
true.
that your team can't like
you need
just
you need
finish
to
it.
understand how the trials work. I mean, the normal clear, the veteran clear is not the problem, but usually hard mode, speed runs, no deaths, those are the very important ones. When you look at the hardest difficulty of the VHOV, only we cleared it. Nobody fucking else did it yet, and the patch is the trial is out since Morrowind, and it's not easy, you know. Sure, to clear the normal veteran mode is not the problem. Hard mode will also get cleared, but then having actually vitality left and no deaths at the end is very, very difficult. And yeah, this new trial is actually really good. More people will probably try it because you don't need 40 minutes to 2 hours to get to the last boss. You can kill two mini bosses. If you kill them separately, are not that difficult, but when you're a newer group, you don't know PvP very well, they're still pretty difficult. Then you can kill the main boss. And if you want a bigger challenge, you can kill all three at the same time, right? So you can kind of scale the trial on your own, which I really like.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. In the end, it will also be like, dude, there's so much. I swear to God, they created the 3 bosses separately, and then it's like, okay, let's just stack all of them together and see what the players do. Because there's so much AoE shit going on. Sometimes when you overlap, like you have the main boss doing shock AoEs, you have to avoid those, right? Otherwise you die. Then you have the poison boss doing poison AoE. You have to block this, otherwise you die. Now, if both mechanics happen at the same time, what are your choices? Well, the only thing you can do is fucking die. And I don't know how to get the no death there. And it's not a learn to play issue. Because there's 2 overlapping mechanics. One you need to block, the other one you need to avoid. You can't do both at the same time. That's the problem with it. But I mean, that's some minor thing, you still can clear it. It's not the problem. But yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that's good, I guess.
I think it's that the difference between imperfect and perfect is not that huge. So people are just going to get the blue quality or purple quality imperfect ones and then upgrade those. Or
what's
they will
the difference in uptime between the imperfect and perfect destro? Have you tested that? Or
the destro is the only thing that actually has a huge gap. Like on the perfect one, you need to do 2 force pulses to get the status effects. On the imperfect one, 3 force pulses. That's because people complained and then they changed it. Now
it was going to be outrageously OP.
On dual wield weapons, the perfected one gives you 12 seconds duration on deadly cloak, or it adds a 12-second duration, something like. And the imperfect one is just 10 seconds. So it's like there's no fucking difference whatsoever.
Yeah.
So yeah, but then like people are not going to go for hard mode. They're just going to do Hell Ra weekly, AA weekly, get on the leaderboard. it's really easy to get on the leaderboard because there's fucking nobody playing anymore. End game. Like, that's the thing. So they're just gonna get their luck there, I guess. Or they are happy with the imperfect versions.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the main thing that will piss off people. It's the skin and the polymorph that is locked behind the hard mode that will piss off people.
Well, the thing though, Alcast, when I did PvE and we did Sanctum of Vidya back then, we would only reach to the Manticora for a long time. And then when you finish the Manticora, you have the feeling you are progressing through the dungeon and you see something new behind the next door, you know? That was fucking cool. But I guess this trial is just one platform and that's it, right?
Yeah. Well,
so that's
like I said, if you want to kill all separately, you have 3 different fights, right? 3 platforms. But there is no trash fights. There is no trash fights. Yeah, I like it. I like the idea. I think it's good. Because it takes less time to clear it, so people are not that annoyed, you know? They're okay, we have raid again, it takes 2 hours to get to the end.
Yeah, I can tell you something, right? So, I know exactly what you mean. So, you do something for 10, 15, 20 minutes and you get your reward. Today I did a Dragon Star run, and we all got a Master Eye Staff. Like, you just feel wasted so hard, man.
Yeah.
If Dragon Star takes 20 minutes, it takes fast, it goes fast, and you are enjoying more because rewards it what makes people happy the most. You get a good reward, it's nice. But if you just don't get it, and all those people that did so many Maelstrom runs, like including myself, it's just like, fuck, man.
Well, are you not happy with?
I would be so fucking pissed.
You are right.
I would be so pissed,
yeah,
man.
I am fucking pissed.
I already got pissed at the ice stage when I died to that fucking freezing water, so... That one day I was like, I'm never going to do this shit again. Never.
I also still don't have a fire stuff, you know? It's not only you guys, but I also
I
hate
don't have
that.
any. I didn't even complete
but anyway,
the store, man. Fuck
that Maelstrom change should just like teach all PvPers to just never ever trust Zos. Ever.
The Clockwork
I did the good thing, I
City,
didn't grind it. Sorry guys.
I don't know what other changes, like let's just quickly recap the most. They also buffed the master weapons and they changed Maelstrom weapons instead of enchantments. They are now set bonuses. I do think it's a good thing because now you can add enchantments to them, and with the new transmutation system, also you actually don't need to farm gear or like content too much. You can get those transmute crystals fairly fast, I think. So it's also not too big of a pain in the ass. Like
no,
yeah, I think it's an awesome
with
system.
PvP, man, it looks really easy that you can get them from what I've read so far. With rewards for the worthy, did you read about it? Like,
yeah,
they say every first reward for the worthy will contain 1 geode. Geode, I don't know how the fuck you pronounce it, and that will contain between 5 and 30 transmute crystals. So. At worst, you have to do PvP for 8 days and you will have 40. At worst. And that's not even considering that you still can get geodes afterwards. But then it's not guaranteed, you know?
I'm also...
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that they did that, but it's like... The majority of people wanted to change their Maelstrom weapons because people have been farming Maelstrom and trying to get the right perfect traits of everything. Yes. So it's like almost just kind of a slap in the face that they like did the Maelstrom weapon change, because it's like every PvPer who has not really wanted to do PvE has done PvE just to get the best in slot weapons, and now that you can finally change those weapons to the trait that you want, now they're no longer good to you.
Yeah, they take
it's
away
like just ironic and really annoying.
I don't know why they removed that though. It's weird. Like I don't.
Well, they thought probably that it would be too OP with being able to enchant it with the weapon damage as well. They could have just taken off some of the weapon damage though. Like even if they just left like like 100 rather than like 189, whatever it was, then they would still be like they would still have a purpose. But like every PvEer is just gonna put like an enchant. You know what I mean? Or they don't need the enchant like the weapon enchants that come with them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Those aren't good to us. Those aren't going to do anything for us. So for us, basically like a year of our life farming Maelstrom.
Didn't you enjoy?
You already played ESO for over 1 year, so that's a lie. That you wasted just 1 year.
Yeah, I don't know when Maelstrom came out. I can't
No,
in
but
2 years even. Like, I mean, people farmed their asses off for that stuff, and then it's just like, this is literally just no longer good to you in any way, shape, or form in any build. Like, it is. I have like hundreds of Maelstrom weapons. It's so annoying. Like,
I mean,
you can get
really
legendary
pissed
Templars out of it. So, but
sure, it's annoying, but I also think like you're not gonna like your build is not like you can use all the shit to make it work, right? Like for me, I also back in days I wanted a sharpened ox. Once I got them precise, I'm like, okay, fuck this shit, I'm done. I'm not gonna bother to farm another 200 runs. I have better shit to do. But sure, there is people like, I need it, I'm gonna do it till I have it. But then, okay, that's your decision, right? And I'm also pretty sure a lot of people quit this game because they couldn't get the perfect trait. I'm 100% sure.
I mean, it's your decision to keep farming, but when, like, Sharpened used to be so much better than any other trait in terms of offensive, so it's like, is it really your decision? Like, yeah, what are you going to run? Like a non-off trait, like offensive weapon? Like, it's not really, back in the day, like now it's different because there's so many different good ones, but it's like, you know, back in the day, it was like, get sharpened or go home, you know? It's just like, it didn't matter.
Yeah. But I still like what you said with traits change, you know. I don't know if you can hear it, but basically when they announced the trait, the first was like the transmute trait that they announced, everyone was like, wait. And now after the announcement, it's really like fucking loud about it, man.
Yeah. Other than that, I just want to say it again, like in the trial we had way more FPS. It's especially important for the console dudes. Because console players, they play with 5 to 10 FPS, like how even? And I really hope that this is game-wide, like this increase in FPS. So we actually can have less eye cancer. Well,
yeah, that's atrocious that you guys have even been dealing with 5 to 10 FPS. I would have just stopped playing the game. That's
yeah, on PC it works, but console dudes, I have seen console streams. It's a fucking PowerPoint presentation. I don't know how people raid on console. Like, I'm just like, dude, how can you play with such low FPS? It's insane. On PC, if you have a decent PC, you still can get decent FPS. But now it's really better. It's really better.
On console, it was so bad as well when I played it, like. But it was also partially, I don't know, my Xbox just couldn't handle the gameplay that was going on, so I wouldn't see the animations from fucking oil, man. I was walking around there and then I was apparently getting oiled and shit. But yeah.
I sometimes watch streamers, sometimes mostly I watch streamers that play console like Ace or Live or whatever. And then when they have like 20 people on their screen, it's like so shit the whole performance. Yeah. I have seen I don't know what was her name again? Beware. Yeah, Beware it was. When she did like some trials sometimes, it was so shit.
Yeah, dude.
To watch like the game. Okay, I like ESO. I still enjoy PvP during before prime time. It's still tons of fun because I have like a small skill group that all play Sorc and we can kite and do what we want. But when it's laggy, it's just fucking garbage, man. It's just not fun at all. And you can make the best game in the whole world or whatever universe, whatever you want. If it lags, it sucks. Done. Shitty
so
FPS,
true, yeah.
lag, it just sucks. Over. Some people will do the content because they want to get to a certain reward or they want to progress their character. But if it lags, it just sucks. Done. Point out.
Yep.
It should always be #1 priority to fix. Always.
That's the thing. I don't think they can fix it entirely. Otherwise, they would have to take away all your abilities, all your champion points, and you would stand naked there with light and heavy attacks, and that's it.
I mean, on the upside of like PvE lag, like I know it sucks for you guys, but at least if like you guys are experiencing it, maybe they'll fix it, since you know they're obviously not interested in fixing it for us.
PvE lag is not the problem; it's just low FPS. But yeah, we will see if that. I really also hope in Cyrodiil there is way more FPS next patch. That's the thing, and I mean I don't know. you see the population cap in Cyrodiil is so low. It still lags. Why don't they increase it again? It lags anyway, you know? It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, why not?
Well, you gotta admit, Sauce though once gave a really great tip. If you lag, try to reset your router. It can help.
The X-Leaks commented, man.
I gotta draw the winner of the giveaway real quick here. So,
I hope it's me.
if someone didn't enter the giveaway yet, this is really like your last freaking chance to enter the giveaway. Just !revel space 1. In like 20 seconds, I'm going to draw. And you have to speak up within 1 minute, otherwise we just redo. I think with that we pretty much also covered everything. Sorry?
No, I'm reading a comment, yeah.
So yeah guys, after the giveaway winner we will pretty much, I think we will call it actually, because we covered most of what we wanted to, Clockwork City and the classes. Unless Alcast is now like, I got mud crabs. Oh.
I was on my stream as well, guys. If you want Rufus, just go to Alcast stream when he's live and ask him in the chat.
Yeah, I go to Alcast HQ for mud crab codes. You know those rap clips where they throw away the money like this? That's all cards with mud crab keys.
I don't dare.
You just buy some Alcast crates and you open 4 of those cards and they're all Rufus, you know?
Oh, okay, let's pick a winner. Congratulations to... I swear, if this is... Big winner. Yeah, pick it. Lord Umbranox.
Congrats.
Congratulations, man. Are you in here? You have 1 minute to speak up. So I want to give a shout out, by the way, as well to Hex's ESO for joining again, Alcast HQ, and Jules for joining. First time, it was great to have you, Jules. Finally, someone with a brain here. That doesn't include me, you know, I don't have a brain either, so. Oh, he's in here.
When is the next podcast? Let's talk about that. When is the next one?
Yeah, when is the next one? I don't know, maybe like a month? I don't think we should do too soon, otherwise we don't have stuff to talk about.
Well, the Clockwork City is coming up. Maybe after 2 weeks. Maybe we should keep 3 weeks again, because maybe we know then what the next content is going to be. I think 3 weeks is good.
3 weeks, because usually it's also PvP. Players turn into role players. They're gonna do Clockwork City shit, so there's nobody in PvP. After 2 weeks, there is more PvPers again, and you see the impact more or less, I guess. So yeah, 3 weeks is probably best.
Okay, you don't have console players then playing it yet?
Yeah, but I mean, you're gonna get a decent idea on the
Yeah, true.
Player. The game is not different on the console.
Lee Palmer, we don't do the quest or something, man, so we won't spoil anything, really. Unless you want us to roleplay, I mean, yeah. We can do
But that will be on Saturday the 11th of November, right?
Yeah.
At 9 PM.
Is that works it for you as well, Jules? Or
For me, hold on, let me check. I need to check my work schedule. You said what day?
11 November on Saturday.
Maybe we also can announce it on Twitter and just say it on the streams from time to time, in case we don't get the
I
date.
have work that day.
yeah, we can also maybe talk after the stream a little bit.
You can also do Friday or another day if you're better than
Yeah,
Jules.
sure.
Fridays?
I don't know when
I
Jules
don't
is
work
off.
the Friday before.
Maybe we could do
Depends on
like a straw poll real quick, see when most people would like what day. I mean, obviously we're now streaming on Saturday night though, but still.
Well, I don't think it really matters that much, because
for
people
me,
can watch it afterwards anyway on a YouTube
Yeah,
video.
true, but I mean, with the live views, I mean, I myself might, if I go out, I would go out on Saturday.
Well, you need to make it work for the people that are talking, right? They can't, and nobody will be here to talk about stuff.
Also, Cinemax might be working on a Friday, so they can watch.
Yeah, that's
Are
fine.
you sure?
ZeniMax at work.
Yeah. I mean,
And then you have Allcast, like fuck Zen, fuck Robol.
I didn't say fuck Rob.
No, I know, but
He needs to learn to pee a little bit. I can teach him. No problem. PV, just come to me.
Oh my god, we get a fucking massive host now at the end. Oh my god.
No, but if Jules can on 10th November and everybody else also can, then why not set it then?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean, 10 November?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It doesn't. Yeah. Yeah.
Just like
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, otherwise
Rolling,
we can still change it.
yeah. I mean, if it really doesn't work out, you just gotta let us know. Preferably like a few days before, though, not 10 minutes, but yeah. Anyways, let's just call it in here. I want to once again thank those awesome streams for joining in. You should definitely check out Jules, Allcast, and Hexes. I will link their channels in the chat here. And that's it. Thanks everyone very much for joining as always. Have a great day. I'm out. And Purple Slushy, thank you for the host. I'm sorry, man. We're just ending it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yep.
And see you soon. Cheers.
Good night.
Yo.